trimmings which remind of past gatherings, good times shared, and relatives that have passed on. Family-owned Naturewood Home Furnishings recognizes the significance of the holidays, and buyers pay special attention to find the distinctive pieces of furniture that you'll love for its individuality today and treasure for memories you'll have tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
I'm Dave Colley, investigative journalist and host of the podcast Cold. Don't miss our new Season 3, where I look into the cold case disappearance of Cherie Warren, a woman last seen leaving her job at a Salt Lake City office building in 1985. Police looked into her estranged husband and boyfriend, but never made any arrests. Find out why in Cold, Season 3, The Search for Cherie, exclusively on Amazon Music.
The flagship.
Ball game, Sacramento wins!
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports 1140. The flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports. Headlines.
Good afternoon. This is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Last night, the Sacramento Kings defeated the San Antonio Spurs to win their fifth consecutive game by a final score of 130-112. Leading the scoring output for the Kings was point guard De'Aaron Fox. In 32 minutes, Fox recorded 28 points while adding 8 assists. Meanwhile, Malik Monk, coming off the bench, had 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. 6 different Kings scored at least 10 points in the game. Sacramento improves to 8-6 and will conclude this 4-game homestand on Sunday against the Detroit Pistons. In other news, Kyrie Irving is expected to return to the Brooklyn Nets Sunday against the Memphis Grizzlies, and with an expected 31 inches of snow in Buffalo, the Bills game on Sunday has been moved to Detroit. Those are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Now, let us begin with the Cattles and Ramie Show.
It's the new spot for local sports talk in the afternoon. Cattles and Ramie. Cattles and Ramie.
I describe him as the best, obviously.
It's Cattles.
He throws it out there, speaks his mind. That's cool.
It's Ramie.
He's supposed to make people laugh. He's just an expert at it.
Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
So this is it, Ramie. This is my final show until after Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is.
It's all we got, buddy. It's all we got. And then you're off on the Monday following Thanksgiving, so
Get it all out there today, Cattles. Don't leave it all on the field. Leave it all on the field today.
I'm going to try. We won't have another show together until a week from this coming Tuesday. So yet again.
Yeah, that occurred to me today.
Trying to find a rhythm in studio has been quite the thing. Split squad game again today. I'm at home. Ramie's in the studio. We were both deemed close contacts to somebody on the staff. Yet again, COVID-19 will not go away. So here we are, split squad on a Friday. Glad to be with you, though, of course. Thanks for joining us, as always. It is much appreciated, whether you're listening to us on the dial or you're watching and listening on YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. We appreciate you. And, Ramie, we appreciate this basketball team right now. The Kings are 8-6 on the season. They've won 8 out of their last 10 games. We know those 2 losses, the Tyler Hero, dance routine that was not called to travel. Kevin Huerter getting hammered not once, not twice, but 3 times by Klay Thompson at the end of the game against the Warriors going back a week or 2 ago. But overall, great vibes with this team. And Ramie, I asked you, you had the recap show last night after the game. What was your main takeaway of Spurs Kings last night?
That number, as the win streak grows, obviously the win streak is impressive, but that number it keeps growing. Like when you throw in those 2 games with the bad calls, the totality of what this win streak could be keeps growing. And it's like, man, this could be something really, really big and really special right now. But last night's game, and you know what, Nick, like you said, I did the recap show, and I don't know if this is a byproduct of what we talked about yesterday, of me possibly getting carried away with this basketball team and getting ahead of myself with this basketball team. I don't know if I'm supposed to just expect easy wins. I guess at the end of the day, it was an 18-point victory, so you can count it an easy win. But
Let's go, Sacramento.
I felt like in the second and third quarter, they played with their food a little bit. And I think the only two numbers, and not just the numbers, but the numbers and what all our eyes saw that tell you the whole story about what they did in the second and third quarter. Second quarter, they had, let me make sure I have this right. They had 5 assists and 4 turnovers. Third quarter, they had, let me see here, 4 assists and 4 turnovers. It just got sloppy. The ball started moving, stopped moving. The players stopped moving, and they let San Antonio get back into it when they very early on could have put their foot on the throat and made it look very much like it looked against Brooklyn a couple nights ago. And I could be doing one of two things. Like either A, like I said, maybe I'm getting a little carried away and I shouldn't expect wins that are easy for 4 quarters. And B, maybe I'm underestimating the Spurs a little bit and a Coach Popovich coach team where, you know, they're going to do certain things right and keep themselves in certain games for at least a certain amount of time. I don't know if that's what it is, but the second and third quarter, it annoyed me yesterday. End of the day, 6 straight wins. You're 2 games over 500. Everything is great in Kingsland. Second and third quarter last night, though, annoyed me, and I felt like they played with their food a little bit. I don't know if I get to feel that way about this Kings team yet.
You're not the only person that felt like they were a little sluggish in the second and third quarter and a little sloppy. Here was head coach Mike Brown after the win last night.
I thought it was sloppy, and San Antonio had something to do with it. It turned into a rat race quite a bit, and I thought we probably over-dribbled a little too much. And, I always preach to our guys, hey, hit singles, hit singles, hit singles, hit singles, which is, hey, just whoever's open, passing the ball. And we're good enough, talented enough, however you want to call it, to be able to get a great look down if we continue hitting singles. And I thought there were a few times we got a little carried away with the ball and ended up in turnovers, and they're out the other way. Or, when you get sloppy with it, you don't give yourself a chance to get a look. And if we get a look, I mean, as you guys can see, there's a pretty good chance it's going to go in.
Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports on this Friday. And the way I look at it, Ramie, I don't disagree with much of anything that you just said. I tweeted last night that they played with their food, but inevitably they cleaned their plate and they won the game. But the thing I look at, this is the kind of game that you need if you're the Kings. It reminds me of the Lakers game a week ago on Friday night, a game we thought that they should win, if not easily win. But they kind of played with the food. They did not consistently play good basketball. But this is the kind of game that you need if you're going to become a good team and a consistent team and a team that we talk about getting to the playoffs. They came out of the gates. I will say this. First quarter, they were fantastic. And I was actually concerned that they would come out a little sluggish because of what they did on Tuesday night on national television. Like, it's only natural to kind of have that letdown. You just scored $153 on Tuesday night in front of Charles Barkley and company, and you beat KD. Then you come back a couple of nights later playing a Spurs team, and they were without Kelton Johnson. They were without Doug McDermott. I thought the letdown would start early, but they actually came out of the gates great. And I said, man, this might be easy work for them. So they came out of the gates, they let go of the rope, but they were able to come back and finish strong. And my takeaway was the strong finish, and my takeaway was the fact that the Kings had De'Aaron Fox and the Spurs didn't.
And I don't want to get it twisted. I'm sorry to interrupt. That you can jump right back. I don't want to get it twisted. That's the major takeaway too. And De'Aaron Fox is awesome. All right, I don't want to be the guy who's raining on the parade. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. I mean, you were right. I mean, they were sluggish in the second and third quarter. Don't apologize for it. But the Kings had Fox and the Spurs didn't. And we always talk about closing games out. We always talk about clutch minutes. And when we talk about clutch play, Ramie, we always bring up the fourth quarter because everybody thinks, hey, look, the clutch minutes, the true clutch minutes, they come in the fourth quarter, the final 4 or 5 minutes of a game. But there are other clutch minutes in a game that get you to the fourth quarter, right? This game ended up being a runaway for the Kings because of their tremendous fourth quarter. But what really got that going were the final minutes of the third quarter. And I thought De'Aaron Fox, he comes off the bench, he gets back into the game, and right there you got a tie game, right? You walked into the third quarter, and you were up by 7 after halftime. So you have a 7-point lead going into the third. Then you play sluggish basketball, and you give up that lead. And now you're looking at a tie game, couple of minutes left in the third quarter. The Spurs are feeling great about themselves, especially Vassell, who could not miss for the first 3 quarters of that game last night.
That guy was on fire.
And Fox comes in, and I thought he changed that game, and he changed the momentum of the game in the final moments of that third quarter. He scores a bucket. He comes back down. He scores another bucket. Then he gets the basketball. He directs traffic. He finds the paint, and he draws a double. He kicks it out to Malik Monk for a wide-open three. And all of a sudden, you went from a tie game late in the third quarter to the Spurs feeling good about themselves to having the 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And what that did was it erased all of that bad basketball for the first 10 minutes of the third, because you walked into the third up by 7, you walked out of the third up by 7, and that was all because of De'Aaron Fox, who finished the night with 28 and 8. He shot 11 of 15 from the floor. Here was Mike Brown after the game talking about the conversation he had with De'Aaron before the game last night.
Things I did today, challenged Foxy. He's been great for us all year. I felt that this morning that we needed a big game from him to help us get over the hump tonight. And he's a plus 36 when he was out on the floor. On top of that, 28 and 8. And then the job he did defensively is fantastic. So he showed up for us tonight, and we needed him too.
Ramie, it won't be the first time we say it. It isn't the first time we've said it. It won't be the last time we've said it this year. You had De'Aaron Fox. The other guys did not have De'Aaron Fox.
When he did what you just talked about at the end of the third quarter there, it's not quite getting to the point yet, Nick, where he does something like that, and I'm like, here we go. You know what I mean? Where it's almost like what's about to happen or what just started.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's getting pretty close, man. We are 14 games into this 8 and 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. We're 14 games into the season, and he's the best clutch player in the NBA. That's not an exaggeration. That isn't hyperbole. That's by any number, by any metric. If you're watching the NBA, he's the best clutch player in the NBA through 14 games. And 14 games is a small sample size, but it's not nothing, man. It's not nothing, and it's starting to get to the point that I almost get that feeling when he hits a couple shots in a row like that and kind of takes the game over, where I'm like, here it comes. It's D Fox time, which is a weird thing to say because I don't know that any of us were expecting that to happen, not 14 games into the season.
The Kings 8 and 6 on the season so far, 8 and 2 in their last 10 games. Want your thoughts on this team, your thoughts on Fox, your takeaways from last night's win against the Spurs at Golden 1. 916-339-1140 is the text line. The phone number is 1-800-920-1140. Don't forget, I'm going to wave, say hello to all those people on YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Like us, give us that thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll continue with our conversation about the Kings. And speaking of the Kings, the depth is showing out. Talk about it in 90 seconds.
Nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus UC Davis. 2 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sactown Sports.
He scores the triple. Kevin Herter from downtown.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
The new Fords have arrived at Folsom Lake Ford. I know you've been waiting for a new F-150 or maybe an Explorer or Expedition. Guess what? Folsom Lake Ford has them. Your truck headquarters for over 30 years right here in Sacramento is all stocked up with new Fords and used vehicles. Save with low interest financing on your favorite new models and zero down deals available on all new and used vehicles with approved credit. Get top dollar for your trade, making your monthly payment on your new Ford even lower. Folsom Lake Ford is the only dealership I recommend to my friends. A Triple Crown Award winner for sales, service, and finance. Highway 50 Folsom exit, or browse fresh inventory online at folsomlakeford.com. It's updated almost daily. And if you can't find what you're looking for, give them a call. Tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the afternoons.
You're talking to the original tag team of ugly pukes here.
It's Cattles. It's Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
8-2 the last 10 games. Feeling good about the Kings as they beat the Spurs last night. And again, the Kings score a ton of points. They drop 130 on the foreheads of the Spurs last night. They score 41 points in the fourth quarter. They scored 37 points in the first quarter. So just again, man, you look at this team scoring. And Ramie, as we talk about, I just mentioned De'Aaron Fox and his ability to close out that third quarter to give the Kings that 7-point lead heading into the fourth. But let's talk about the bench. The bench needs a nickname. We need to work on this. We need to get these guys a legit nickname. We've got the Beam Team.
Needs a good nickname.
Yeah, got I know they had the Bench Mob back in the day, but we've got the Beam Team. We've got the Beam stuff, the Band-Aids with Malik. This bench needs some kind of a nickname because their impact is unbelievable. And I know people are going to possibly overlook Davion Mitchell and what he did last night. And I hope people don't do that because I thought to go along with De'Aaron closing out the third quarter in tremendous fashion the way he did, I also thought Davion's defense changed this game. I tweeted it last night at Nick C Radio. You can follow Ramie at Ramie is tweeting, Ramie is tweeting. And I tweeted out last night, Davion Mitchell impacting the basketball, his pressure defensively on the ball handler was one thing. And to go along with that ball pressure, we've talked about it in the past, Ramie, on this show, the pickup point. And I mentioned on Wednesday that Coach Brown sent a message to the Nets and sent a message to KD on Tuesday night when they came out in that third quarter and they started the second half by blitzing KD and by making sure the pickup point, which is where you defend the ball handler, that they were picking up KD at like half court. And I thought Davion Mitchell last night, the ball pressure, the pickup point, he started to shift the energy in that game because the Spurs had momentum. They were feeling good about themselves. They were getting into the paint at will. Davion went out there and said, not on my watch.
Yeah, and the defense, Nick, is still, I think they're 25th or 26th ranked in defensive efficiency. So still a work in progress, but there are certain things that this defense is doing well. Their transition defense is, I think, top 5 in the NBA right now. And there are certain guys on this roster that when you need a stop or you need certain things done on that end of the court, and I think Davion Mitchell is probably number 1 on that list. They can do those things. They have some defensive specialists on this roster that they can throw out there for certain situations when you really need a stop. It's not consistent enough that numbers like defensive rating is going to be where you want it to be just yet, but I think the arrow is moving in the right direction, and there are a few things that they do very well on the defensive side of the floor.
Here was the head coach last night talking about D. Mitchell.
But I tell you what, the game changed because of Davion. His defense, especially down the stretch, and that second half, was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've been in the league 31 years, I think, now, and there's only 2 players that I can think of that when they pick up full court, nobody wants to dribble up against them. Obviously, we saw that from Davion tonight, and then GP2. Gary Payton II, same thing. When he's on the floor and he's picking up full court, these guys that they're playing against are pros, and to be able to put that type of pressure on the ball, especially in a full court setting, is unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around it, but Davion's defense changed the game for us tonight. He was fantastic.
Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Frankie Cartoscelli joins us in 10 minutes to continue the conversation about the Kings. The other guy off the bench last night, Ramie, yet again, this dude is just killing it. Malik Monk, 26, 4, and 2 last night. And we talked about this, Ramie, the idea of do you start Monk? Do you not start Monk? I said I would go with Terrence Davis. That's what the coaching staff did do. They went with Terrence Davis. They left Monk to come off of the bench. Here was the coach discussing that decision they had to make with Malik.
I told him, I was thinking about starting him today, but I said, no, I just love your punch off the bench. I don't want to mess with that. And, I told you guys already, I'm not a huge quote unquote starting guy. To me, it's, who's on the floor during crunch time and then who's on the floor at the end. And obviously we didn't need him at the end tonight, but he was big for us during crunch time. I mean, he kept us in the game offensively, just creating on his own. And when you have a guy like that, and then you got Fox and you got Thomas, you got her, oh my gosh, it bodes well for your entire team because he's a very unselfish player.
Ramie, Monk is just doing work.
Yeah, he is, man. He's almost automatic off the bench. I was talking about almost getting to the point where Fox is automatic in clutch time and in the fourth quarter. Malik Monk is almost automatic for this team off the bench, and instant points, instant energy, instant offense with his ability to create and facilitate. He has been real good, man. And you mentioned yesterday when we talked about it, I said I would start him. I also said that the gap between the Kings and the Spurs is big enough that no matter who you start, you have some time to sort of figure it out on the fly and see who's the hot hand. And at the end of the day, I hate to be and Mike Brown was there. It's not who start, it's who finishes guy. I don't like that guy. I don't want to be that guy, Nick. But I did say that whoever was the hot hand, whoever was the right matchup, should get the starter share of minutes, and is probably what Coach Brown would do, and that's exactly what he did. 28 minutes for Monk and 27 plus minutes for Davion Mitchell, only 14 for Terrence Davis, who cooled off after the big game. So it was just a matter of finding the hot hand and finding the right combo of what was going to work against that team on that night.
I also thought that TD was atrocious defensively, and I'm sure that was part of the reason why Mike only played him 14 minutes last night. He allowed way too many straight line drives. He allowed too many guys to get into the paint. Davis did not play well enough defensively to stay on the floor, so he was off. Another guy we got to mention is Trey Lyles. How about that dunk, huh? Nice little poster early in the first half in that game last night. But Trey Lyles, again, 14 points, 3 rebounds. He scores 14 points in 20 minutes. That's quick offense. And when you look at this bench, last night they scored 58 points. You got 58 points from your bench, which is just obnoxiously good. This team, Ramie, is second in the NBA in bench scoring. They're averaging almost 43 points off the bench, which is just crazy. And as David Neal says, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. David plops in the chat, it's a different guy every night that has a game off the bench. And yes, he's right. It feels like it's a different guy every night that can hurt you. And if you are the opposition, you're trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get burnt? Is it going to be Fox? Is it going to be Herter? Then you go to the bench. Is it going to be Monk? Is it going to be Davis? Is it going to be Lyles? We talked about the depth before the season, Ramie, and we're seeing that depth play out.
Yeah, we are. And we do need a good nickname for this bench. I've been sitting here. I've been totally distracted. I don't even know what I've said for the last 13 minutes.
Joe, he works here at the station in the YouTube chat. He threw out the bench aids as his idea.
Nah, I don't love it.
Yeah, Lad Barbecue says the cleanup squad. Like the cleanup squad?
Not in love with that one either. I'm going to be honest with you folks. I'm not going to, if I like it, I'll like it. But if I
would just go Band-Aids straight up. I mean, that's kind of what a bench unit does sometimes.
Band-Aid squad. I was thinking about something with a Band-Aid, but
I feel like cleanup squad or Band-Aid or bench aid. I feel like you're saying the starters are messing it up.
Then we have to keep the Band-Aid the whole season.
Yeah.
That feels like it might be forcing it a little bit. I don't know. We got to come up with something that I think we got to come up with something that's not Band-Aid related. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know about you, Nick.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, okay. I would not add the Band-Aid thing in there. I just would not do it. But they're playing tremendous basketball. Again, this bench, second in the NBA in scoring. And what they did last night, man, you got to be kidding me. I mean, to get that kind of production, to get 58 points from your bench, it's just, and they keep doing it. Monk has been terrific. Lyles has been mostly terrific since he was thrown in. We know what TD did on Tuesday night. Davion Mitchell with his defense last night and what he did in the Charlotte game when Fox had to leave with the injury. This bench just keeps punching teams in the face. 916-339-1140 is the text line. The phone number is 1-800-920-1140. Frankie Cartoscelli from SactownSports.com is coming up.
Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. We make buying a new Honda easy and stress-free. Pre-order online or in person today. We'll be there to help you every step of the way. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Yeah, we're a sports family. 2-a-day practices with muddy gear, driving in all kinds of weather to get to away games, and of course, the gravel parking lots. Oh, and did we mention kids? So you can imagine what our car looks like, except it doesn't. We're big fans of defying expectations. So we go to Quick Quack and shine like all our kids' trophies. Go for the win yourself and head to Quick Quack for a shine that lets you defy expectations.
It's time to get your wallet back in top condition. Talkin' Money with Jeff Tarbell is back. Saturdays, 10 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports.
Talking money! At Elk Grove Honda, new Hondas are arriving on a steady basis. Accords, Civics, CRVs, and more. And Elk Grove Honda's pre-owned inventory is as large as it's ever been. Find the Honda you're looking for at Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovehonda.com.
When it comes to NBA basketball, the action is nonstop next level. And NBA League Pass gives you more.
Jason Tatum with the sweet stroke.
Stream more live games. Get more expert analysis. More camera angles. More classic games. More incredible action. All the way you want it. NBA League Pass. Subscribe today and stream more.
Check out my friends at Downtown Ford. New location, new ownership, and absolutely no markups. That's unheard of. Downtown Ford, 1535 Howe Avenue in Sacramento. Come see Aaron because I guarantee you he's got what you're looking for.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Meta Chevy saves you $5,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Silverado Crew Cab half-ton 4x4 with LT package. $5,000 off Silverado exclusively at Meta Chevy. See them all at MetaChevy.com. Find new roads.
51654 ends 11/30/22. Includes $500 Chevy Cyber Cash event.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life or your choices with just one wrong pill. Find medically proven treatment options at choosemat.org.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Sactown Sports headlines.
All right, this is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Last night, the Sacramento Kings defeated the San Antonio Spurs 130-112. This is the fifth consecutive win for the Kings, as well as their seventh victory in 9 games. The Sacramento Kings will take on the Detroit Pistons Sunday at Golden One Center, with coverage beginning on Sactown Sports 1140 at 2 o'clock. In other news, Kyrie Irving is expected to return for the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday against the Memphis Grizzlies, and Kyler Murray is still listed as day-to-day for the 49ers and Cardinals game Monday in Mexico City. Those are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Now, let us return to the Cattles and Ramie show with Kings Cowboy Frankie Cartoselli.
Just two guys rubbing elbows, talking sports, and lots of other stuff.
They always keep you on edge.
That's really crazy interesting. It's Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports 1140.
Minute, but Ramie is the gatekeeper. You make him the gatekeeper for this bench nickname. He's going to be the thumbs up, thumbs down here.
For a guy who has a lot of opinions on it, I haven't come up with a good one myself. I'm just going to admit that.
Let's run through a couple of them before we get to Frankie. The King's Guard. Do you like the King's Guard?
That's not bad. That's all right. That's probably the best one we've gotten, and I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
You have high standards, Ramie. I'm just going to say that right now.
Maybe I do. I don't know.
And that suggestion was from D3THSY. You guys with these names. What are we doing?
If you have a name too hard to read, I'm just not going to read it.
What are we doing?
That's my general policy.
Tillman has 3 of them. Here, the B Squad.
Say that again. I'm sorry, Nick.
The B Squad.
Nah, that's too easy.
First Aid.
Nah, I don't love that.
The First Aid Brigade.
Again, I don't want to tie this thing to the Band-Aid and tie the whole season to the Band-Aid, man. The Band-Aid might not last. The Band-Aid might lose its magic.
In the text line, we have the Monk Yard Dogs.
That's not bad. I was thinking about something with the Monks and Joseph, our social media dude. He, I don't know. I think that's his official title, social media dude. He said Silent Nights, and hear me out. Monks take a vow of silence, and Davion is off nights. So instead of night, use the K spelling. That takes too much explanation. And also silent. You don't want to be silent. You want to go out there and make some noise and get the building going. So sorry, Joe, but no, I don't like that one either.
All right, let's get to Frankie. Frankie Cartoselli joins us every single Friday at this time to talk Kings. He's on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Frankie, do you have a nickname for the bench?
I like some of the suggestions that you guys had. There's some good picks in there. I think when in doubt, though, you have to go to Twitter or King's Reddit. I mean, those are the professionals there. But I like the creativity you guys have had so far.
All right. So that's not an answer. All right, let's talk about last night's game.
King's Guard's fine. King's Guard is fine. But, I mean, the Band-Aid stuff, De'Aaron Fox is already not loving the Band-Aid stuff. I mean, he's joking. I think it's all in jest. But I think maybe De'Aaron will have to come up with it. Maybe we'll like something like that.
All right, let's talk about last night's game, Frankie. Was it one of those necessary evils to show that they can find a way? They come out hot in the first, sluggish in the second and third, but they found a way to win that game?
Yeah, I think you guys said it perfectly. That's what I was telling some of my friends last night about that. It looked like they were playing with their food, and that's kind of something that you couldn't say about some Kings teams over the past couple of years, and they came out looking like they were about to bring the hammer down and let up. And obviously the defense is not perfect right now, but as we've seen this season, the offense is real deal. There's not many holes in that offense right now, and they go on to, I think it's Malik and De'Aaron Fox went on a 7-0 run by themselves there at the end of the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter they shoot almost 80% from the field. So it's intriguing to see that this team is winning games late and finding ways to close them out, and it's a different player every single night. Last night you see Malik Monk have his biggest game as a King. De'Aaron Fox, you know what he's capable of. Like the audio from Mike Brown said, he challenged De'Aaron Fox to have a big game after a quiet game a couple nights ago. So it's just they're finding ways to win basketball games, and even though it's sometimes not a complete 48 minutes of consistency, they have that ability to reach deep and close them out because of their strong offense.
You know, last night I was doing the recap show, and I said they played with their food a little bit in the second and third quarter, and all in all, 6 straight wins. Things are good in Kingsland, but just that bothered me a little bit. That things got stagnant and sloppy there in the second and third quarter. And a couple of people in the chat called me spoiled, said we're not doing that. We're not good enough to do that yet. Can we do that yet? I mean, is this Kings team at a point where we get to say they played with their food, Frankie?
I mean, I understand that aspect of it, and I think you come from both of you guys have watched different organizations and have some winning basketball in your past, so I understand how that could be maybe a little bit foreign, and I do think that it's it's something that Kings fans are going to have to get used to. And I'll even say, as someone that's watched the Kings my whole life, I don't know if we're there quite yet, just because we don't know what this team really is as far as, is this 5-game winning streak really going to be is this indicative of the next 70 games? I mean, I love what I'm seeing right now, and I'm not going to throw water on it by any means. They're playing great basketball, and I believe the offense is very real. But this still is a team that is going to have to learn, mostly in the defensive end. If they can play some average defense here, then games like last night where you see them kind of, quote-unquote, play with their food will not happen as much. If they can play better defense, they're going to take that lead and run away with it and not even think about giving it back. So this team is making great strides. They have earned some respect on a national level, but they have some work to be. There's still some work to be done. They're not a shoo-in for the playoffs just yet. There's a lot of work to be done, but the results have been there over the past 10 games. Like you said in the last segment, they are a couple of bad calls away from maybe, I'm not going to say a 10-game winning streak, but maybe they steal one of those, and they're really rolling right now. So still some work to be done, but yeah, I mean, they are very close.
Frankie Cartoselli is with us here on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. When you look at the bench, Frankie, we're messing around with the nickname today, but they're number 2 in scoring in the NBA. They scored 58 points off the bench last night. Have they been better than you anticipated, or exactly what you thought they'd be?
In my opinion, better. The opening 4 games of the season when they won on that 4-game skid, the bench was a glaring issue. There was a couple storylines during that 0-4 start. One was Demontis Sabonis was struggling, and 2 was the fact that the bench had not been that productive. And when you look at when you have players like Malik Monk who have completely snapped out of that early funk, and he's now one of their top 3 options, in my opinion, on the offensive end. And you look at when you have a guy like Terrence Davis who can run into a 30-point game, as he did against the Brooklyn Nets. Those are 2 guys right there that can be kind of go-to scorers in that second unit. And of course, Davion Mitchell, who is one of the Kings' younger players with tremendous upside, he is a guy that might need big minutes and to have the ball for control of the possession here. But he's someone that can run into a big performance on the offensive end. So it's something I think is a complete strength, especially when you lump in the fact that Trey Lyles is somebody last night who is showing he can be that guy we saw at the end of last year and put up double-digit points per game. So top 2 in the league, that, in my opinion, is another thing that can continue. It just kind of speaks to the team that Monty McNair has constructed. We all thought that the offense was going to kind of take a step back, bring in a defensive-minded head coach like Mike Brown, but the starters and the bench are both producing on that end right now.
The defense, I think, is ranked 25th or 26th in efficiency, but I've seen signs that it's moving in the right direction and could move up those ranks. Do you see any of those signs? And does Coach Brown see any of those signs?
Yeah, I believe over the past 8-9 games, they've actually been a top 20 team. They've been in the teens, so that's a step forward from the 26th, 27th spot they've been in for most of the season. And again, it kind of comes down to what Mike Brown and his staff are capable of, and I think that those adjustments have been being made. And some of those are like having Davion Mitchell on the floor late in games, like he has in the past couple of nights. It's having your best defenders on the floor late, and that's something that I think the Kings are going to have a decent chance of improving as the season goes on. And they've had a tough opening part of their schedule. It doesn't get any easier. I think the next 5 to 10 games are really going to tell us a lot about this team. So keeping an eye on that defensive rating and seeing what guys like Demontis Sabonis can do in defending the paint. The Kings have really struggled in defending the paint and stopping ball at the rim this season. So having players like that step up and cut down against those really good teams coming up is going to speak a lot to what they're capable of in the near future.
Yeah, Frankie, last one for you. Got about a minute. The thing I'm interested in is, can they sustain this defensive improvement with Metu at the 5? Because they're playing small now. Holmes is not touching the floor. Len is not touching the floor. Is that sustainable?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, right now it looks like it's working. The point is it's working for now, and if come 4 or 5 games from now the Kings have lost 3 or 4, I could see Mike Brown going back to one of those lengthier centers like Alex Len or Rashawn Holmes. But right now, Chimezie Metu is on the floor because of his athleticism, what he's bringing right now on the offensive end. He's a rim runner. They're using him a lot on the lob. They're using him in the pick and roll. He's someone that has the ability to run to some outside shooting. He hit a 3 last night. But right now, he's on the floor because of his athleticism. I wouldn't say he is a great rim protector, but we know that Chimezie Metu has had some history there playing center for Greg Popovich in San Antonio in his first year or 2 in the league. So it works right now, But as we know in the NBA seasons, it'll be a fluid situation because the Kings need help there in the middle.
Thanks, Frankie. Enjoy your turkey day, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Nick and Ramie. See you guys.
See you, Frankie.
All right, there goes Frankie Cartoscelli, Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. What did a head coach say this week that made me crack up? You'll get to hear it next.
Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight. Our overnight lows will drop into the 30s. Tomorrow we'll have sunshine and light winds. Look for afternoon temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it comes to your home, everybody knows Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, get $50 off any plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air service and make your home the best place in the world. Schedule an appointment at Bonnie.com.
Hanley's Kia in Davis is having its biggest sales event of the year. Our November Black Friday sales event is here. Our inventory is growing daily. Don't miss your chance for great deals now on all new Kias. Get $1,000 off MSRP on the all-new redesigned 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid. Rated at over 50 miles per gallon. 10 to choose from at this price. Come check out Hanley's Kia's inventory of gas-saving models during our Black Friday sales event. Rio, Soul, Forte, Niro Hybrid, K5, Stinger, EV6 plug-in, Seltos SUV, Sportage Hybrid SUV, Sorrento Hybrid and plug-in SUV, and Telluride SUV. We offer zero down, special APR financing, and we can also help with any credit problems. Don't miss your chance. It's here, the Hanley's Kia Black Friday sales event. Hanley's Kia is located at 4318 Childs Road, just off I-80 at the Mace Boulevard exit in Davis.
$1,000 off MSRP on all new 2023 Niro hybrids. All financing subject to credit approval. All offers expire 11/30/2022.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your dog.
Check front door. Check window. Check other window. Rest chin on ground. Look into distance. Bark for no reason. Check front door. Check window. Check other window.
Your pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Chase shiny ball. Lose shiny ball. Find shiny ball. Eat shiny ball.
Get coverage for your pets with anti-auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
The number one priority for the good folks over at American Energy is making sure you and your family are comfortable in your home for the holidays. And that's why they're giving away a free whole home HVAC system to one lucky family in the greater Sacramento area. If you know a family in need of being comfortable this winter, enter for your chance to win the American Energy Comfort Giveaway by going to the AE Way. That's the AE Way.com today. You could win a free whole home HVAC system. For the official contest rules, go to the AEWay.com.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Monthly based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Centers and the weekly economic update. There is no such thing as a free lunch, nor is there a free ride. New vehicle prices reached a new high in October with average monthly payments of $748 according to Kelley Blue Book. With rent prices reaching $2,495 per month, a 13.4% increase from 2021, dollars are being stretched more than ever. Average income in the U.S. is $4,636 per month, so an average car plus average rent makes up nearly 70% of the average income. Increased costs haven't dulled consumer spending, though, as there was a high-side surprise from consumers in October. Scott Wren, a senior market strategist for Wells Fargo, believes that we have yet to see the negative effects of the rate hikes on employment and profitability. With the belief that it takes a minimum of 90 days for the ripple effects to make its way through the economy, we may just be starting to be feeling the effects of the 0.75% increase in June. Contrast this with Morningstar senior analysts who see markets as up to 15% undervalued. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch video, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC, and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Trying to get you home after another long day and through the drive time afternoon traffic. Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports, 1140.
All right, so before we get to a comment that I heard from a head coach this week that made me crack up, we have more nicknames for the bench coming in.
Okay.
And we got to go to our gatekeeper, Ramie Makloff. These are via tweets at me and at the station. So at Nick C Radio, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Nick C Radio. You can follow Ramie as well at Ramie is tweeting. RAMIE is tweeting. Michael Bonami, who is at Bonami Michael. See what he did there? The Bench Brothers, the Bench Bros. You in or out on that?
It's a little generic, a little vanilla, you know.
Okay, we've got the Sac Ad Hoops at Nick C Radio. Purple Pain.
I don't hate that. that. That's not bad.
It's kind of it's a play off of Prince, right? A little bit instead of Purple Rain.
Yes,
a little Purple Pain.
I was trying to think of how to work in Purple Rain. That might be it right there. Because I didn't want to just say Purple Rain. That's just kind of lazy. But that's not bad. I don't hate Purple Pain.
Okay, so the text line went for the same idea with Purple Storm.
I like Purple Pain better.
I like the alliteration in Purple Pain, too. I'm a big alliteration guy. So my two favorites so far, and I got a couple more. My two favorites so far, I think, are the Monk Yard Dogs. I kind of like that because it's a wrestling thing.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
And we've got Purple Pain. How about the Cavalry?
That's not too bad. I don't hate that.
That's from IMD Sal at Nick C Radio at Ramie is tweeting. Of course, you could put Kings in there if you want, the Kings Cavalry, to have that little catchiness.
Ooh, I like it better when you throw in the Kings. That actually adds a lot to it.
So I do sprinkle a little bit of better on it.
Not to toot my own horn, but YouTube channel liked when I threw out King's Landing for your Game of Thrones people.
Well, that's what you just did. You just tooted your own horn.
Never watched that show.
Neither have I, but I still know the reference.
Brick House IND, the Beamers.
Nah.
It's a nah.
Well, I mean, the beam is already for the whole team. They're the beam team. You know what I mean? I thought about, but then it's just a spelling nickname. Like, it doesn't work when you say it out loud. If you made it like B, but no, that doesn't work. That just sounds bad. No, it doesn't work. Let's leave the beam for, the whole team is the beam team. We need something for the bench squad.
All right, how about this is from Gonzilla 1014 at Nick C Radio, the Replacements.
No, again, generic and vanilla. I
kind of like this one.
Okay.
Eric R916.
Okay.
The Knights of the Round Table.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Not bad, right?
I don't hate that.
All right, so we've got to write these down. Kyle, write these down. So far, out of all the submissions, I think we've got Monk Yard Dogs. We've got Purple Pain. We've got the King's Cavalry, and we've got Knights of the Round Table. Knights of the Round Table. So keep sending me tweets. I'll keep looking at these tweets.
Do we have anything to give away with this? We might as well. If we have something to give away to the best.
Well, are we going to pick it today? I mean, we're going to make this official?
I mean, we could. We are the flagship for Kings basketball, and we are the afternoon show on the flagship for Kings basketball. We have that authority. I think we are. I think that's in our contracts that we have.
If we don't today, then when? We're all going on vacation.
Exactly. If not now, when? Nick, seize the moment. Carpe diem.
Let's chew on it because we didn't.
This is totally on the fly.
We can get this. We can get this out there in the 4:00 hour and officially tell people whoever gets the best nickname wins the pair of tickets. We can do that. So let's Let's shelf this until 4. I have more people tweeting at me at Nick C Radio. Keep them coming. Follow me if you'd like at Nick C Radio and at Ramie is tweeting. That's Ramie is tweeting. We'll get back to the Kings talk in about 10 minutes. But first, before we get to our NFL picks for the week, we've got Denver and Vegas coming up on Sunday. Yuck. And
how'd your voice crack when you said that?
Because it's just I'm a defeated man.
Give me your booze. I am nourished by your hatred.
I'm a sad, defeated man when I think about the Raiders playing the Broncos.
That's Russell Wilson right there. I don't know if you know that. That's how you just heard that. That was Russell Wilson right there.
So, and you know who wasn't trying to sell it this week? The head coach of the Denver Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett. Listen to what he said.
Somebody's got to win this game. They're a really good football team. I know everybody looks at records, but in the NFL, I believe that everybody's really, really good.
Somebody's got to win it, Ramie.
That's
Somebody.
the first time I've heard it. I read it. That's the first time I've heard him say
Somebody's
it.
got to win this game.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Dude, Nick, you know, I came from Wisconsin. Nathaniel Hackett is like this charismatic dude. Like, he does impressions. He's really likable.
Somebody's got to win this game.
That he is not the most inspirational. Can you imagine you're a player for the Broncos and this guy stands up in front of the team? You're in the big team meeting room, that big auditorium, and Nathaniel Hackett walks up there and he's like, "Gentlemen,
Somebody's got to win this game."
Exactly. Someone's got to win this game. I guess.
Why not us?
I guess.
Why not us?
Guess we're one of the two options.
Shout out to UC Davis's own soon-to-be-fired Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, God. Wow. Somebody's got to win it.
Wow.
By the way, he's not factually correct. It could be a tie.
That is true, yeah. Somebody doesn't have to win the game.
It could be a tie. And we certainly don't want that. All right, let's get to the NFL picks.
We've dug through all the numbers. We've watched all the film. Yeah, or we're just going to guess and throw everything against the wall. For your entertainment purposes only. We've got your NFL picks. Carlos and Ramie, Sactown Sports.
All right, Ramie, we got to run through this one. We start with that awful game. Raiders at the Broncos. Broncos -3.
Broncos -3 in that one?
Yes.
Man, can I say push?
No.
No?
Not
all
at all.
right. I'll take the Broncos covering the 3.
Okay. Get the Broncos covering the 3.
Yes.
We don't have any music right now.
Can we get the NFL
I'm a little
music,
lost.
Kyle? There it is.
There we go.
Oh, it's
feels better, doesn't it?
Oh,
Does that sound better?
Yes.
This is literally some of my favorite music in the world.
We're ready.
It hits
for
you
it.
in the chest.
It does.
I'm going with the Broncos -3. Broncos defense is better. The Raiders have yet to win a road game, so I just don't see it. Kyle, who do you like?
So JJ has sent me his picks for the week. He is also going with the Broncos. I will be picking on behalf of one Chris Verlaud. And I think I need to go contrarian here. You're all going Broncos at this point, so I think I'll take the Raiders in the points here.
All right.
All right, Verlaud on vacation, by the way, just living it up right now. Eagles at the Colts. Eagles -7. And by the way, Kyle, you got to keep track of these. So let's keep track of them.
Oh, I am. I've got you back here.
Eagles -7, Ramie.
Eagles I'm going to take the Colts. I think just Saturday has got a little thing going there in Indy. Colts cover the 7.
Give me the Eagles -7. They respond after losing on national television Monday night. They're going to come out motivated. Kyle.
Jay has the Eagles, and I'm going to join him. That is 3 Eagles and 1 Colts.
All right, next one up. Cowboys -1.5 at the Vikings. Very interesting game, Ramie.
I don't know why the Cowboys are even favored in this one, man. The Vikings are the best team in the NFC. They're going to win this football game, much less cover the 1.5.
I'm taking the Vikings. Who am I to doubt the Vikings' magic? They find ways to win, man. I think they do it again, Kyle.
We are going contrarian on this side of the board. Jay has the Cowboys. Remember, this is primetime Kirk Cousins, people. We don't like primetime Kirk Cousins.
These days are over.
I'm going to take the Cowboys for Chris, in part because it's a toss-up, and in part because I just looked at the standings, and Chris is like 15-25 this year, so he needs to kind of gain some games back.
All right, we got the Chiefs -6 at the Chargers. This is your Sunday night football game.
Chris isn't here to tell you, so I'll tell you Patrick Mahomes is not only the best quarterback in the world, maybe the best human to ever walk this planet. And so, of course, he can cover 6 points against the Chargers.
I'm going Chargers. I don't know why. Maybe because Austin Eckler against that front seven. I think they'll be able to run the football a little bit. I think it's going to be a late cover, high-scoring game. Kyle.
Jay is going with the Chargers as well. And the good news, Ramie, is that you have another Mahomes lifer on the other side of the screen here, because part of the reason I'm here is because of Patrick Mahomes in no small part. So I'm going to take Kansas City to win, cover the spread against the betrayal of my hometown San Diego Chargers.
All right, we've got an extra helping for Thanksgiving this week. We got the Niners -8 at the Cardinals.
That's a big number, 8, but I think they cover it. I think that's going to be a beatdown, a curb stomping, as they say in Mexico City. 49ers cover the 8.
Give me the Niners, Kyle.
Jay's got the Cardinals. I've got the Cardinals.
I think Jay picks against the Niners every week.
I think that's a good strategy. I like the emotional hedge.
It's like the reverse jinxing. So there you go. There are the picks for this week. A fast and furious edition. We'll see how we do. We'll see how we do in like 2 weeks, because we won't be here next week. We'll be enjoying Thanksgiving. We got a bunch of nicknames to get to. We'll get to them. The Kings surface and some trade rumors today. We'll have the latest coming up.
It's Cattles. It's Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Sacramento area attorneys. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit gainswavecalgary.ca.
It's pro time, because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program. Terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty Terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your dog.
Check front door. Check window. Check other window. Rest chin on ground. Look into distance. Bark for no reason. Check front door. Check window. Check other window.
Your pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Chase shiny ball. Lose shiny ball. Find shiny ball. Eat shiny ball.
Get coverage for your pets with any auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
At Elk Grove Honda, we know that the past year has been challenging to find the Honda you're looking to drive home. But now, at Elk Grove Honda, new Hondas are arriving on a steady basis, including new Accords, Civics, CRVs, and more. And Elk Grove Honda's pre-owned inventory is as large as it's ever been. So give Elk Grove Honda a chance to show you the new or pre-owned Honda you're looking for. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Carmichael Day for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at refinancewithshelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about $80,000. You get $45,000 down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years, boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to refinancewithshelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. Refinance with Shelby.com. NMLS number 279051, BRE number 01864354.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big guy at last year's Elk Grove Dodge. And this year, Vince, we've got football games on Sunday, Monday, Thursday.
Yeah, but they're nothing like the Friday deals at last year's Elk Grove Dodge.
Black Friday deals.
Black Friday deals on new Ram 1500 Bighorns. This month, take $11,000 off MSRP on over 30 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And during the Black Friday sales event, I'll throw in 0% financing for up to 48 months, plus no payments for 90 days. All three.
$11,000 off Bighorns plus financing and no payments for 90 days. All three? Vince, I'd call that a completion.
No, I'd call that a score.
Save $11,000 on over 30 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. Plus get 0% financing for 48 months and no payments for 90 days.
Only at last year's Elk Grove Dodge in the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Includes $5,000 in California Black Friday retail bonus and bonus cash. On approved credit, must finance through Chrysler Capital. 0% APR for 48 months is $20.83 for $1,000 borrowed. Sample in 39.57.96 ends 11/30/22. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. We are the home for the Kings, Raiders, the NFL, and the A's. It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports headlines.
All right, this is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Coming up on Sunday, the Sacramento Kings will take on the Detroit Pistons live from Golden One Center. Coverage on Sactown Sports 1140 will begin at 2 o'clock. No status yet on whether Keegan Murray will return for the Kings for that game. In NFL news, the San Francisco 49ers are headed to Mexico City to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The status of Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is still unknown. Colt McCoy, who started and defeated the Los Angeles Rams on last Sunday, could be slated to start in his place. In addition, the Buffalo Bills game on Sunday has been moved to Detroit with a possibility of 31 inches of snow coming into the Buffalo area. Those are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Now, let us return to the Cattles and Ramie Show.
It's the new spot for local sports talk in the afternoon. Cattles and Ramie. Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
All right, so I just tweeted. It's now official, Ramie.
That makes it official.
Well, yes. When I tweet, it makes it official. So here's what we're going to do, okay? And we've been keeping an eye on all of the ideas for the bench nicknames. Kyle is going to man YouTube.
So many of them.
Ramie is going to man the text line. I am going to keep an eye on Twitter. And are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, just the music cut out quick. I didn't know if I lost the connection. So I'm going to keep an eye on Twitter. Ramie's going to keep an eye on the text line. Kyle is going to keep an eye on YouTube. And so whoever comes up with the best nickname for the bench, because these guys are second in the NBA in scoring, okay? Second best scoring bench in the NBA. They need a nickname. And so whoever comes up with a nickname that we choose is the best nickname to move forward for this bench will win a pair of tickets to the Pacers-Kings game on November 30th. So that's what we're going to do. You can send us your thoughts, your nickname for the bench, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up and also to subscribe. The more people that like the channel, the more eyeballs we get to view what we're doing here, and we get a bigger group together in this online community. So make sure when you go to youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140, you give us the thumbs up and you subscribe. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll be keeping an eye on Twitter. That's at Nick C Radio, and at Ramie is tweeting, RAMIE is tweeting. You can also tweet at the radio station, but the easiest way is just to follow me on Twitter at Nick C Radio. And if you tweet me a bench nickname, I will say it on the air, and we will pick the best one. And Ramie will keep an eye on the text line, which is 916-339-1140. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's continue to talk about the Kings here, Ramie. And yesterday we had this conversation about how this could set up to be a very fascinating trading deadline. If you continue to win some basketball games, you get close to the deadline, and you're either 500 or hovering just above 500, maybe even 1 or 2 games under 500, and you're getting closer to the deadline, it's going to be a pretty difficult decision and challenge for Monty McNair to make sure that he makes the right move, because his team's got a very good vibe right now, and everybody's feeling good about each other. Everybody kind of fits. And when you remove somebody from the equation and bring somebody from the quote-unquote outside in, that could mess a little bit with the chemistry. So a very fascinating deadline if the Kings continue to play this kind of basketball. And it's with that in mind that we look at Shams Charania. Shams had an article today at The Athletic about some of the names that are surfacing already here in the NBA trade circles and conversations, okay? And I think both you and I said yesterday that Harrison Barnes is, to us, we like him. Seems like a great guy. He's done some good things over the past couple of weeks. He's improved from his very slow start, but he's one of the guys that I think would be on the table and expendable. So
makes sense.
Yes. Here's what Shams wrote. The Hawks have opened up preliminary trade discussions around John Collins. I don't know how you can have preliminary trade discussions when the dude's been talked about for 3 years. I digress. Interested teams inquire. The Hawks don't have an imminent deal in place involving Collins. Those sources say, and executives around the league believe a potential deal will be weeks and potentially months in the making ahead of that February 9th trade deadline. Shams mentions the Suns being involved with these conversations. Our friend down in Phoenix, who's very plugged in, John Gambadoro, disagreed with that on Twitter today. Gambadoro said that the Suns are not interested in John Collins. So that leads me to the John Collins talk and conversation and debate here, Ramie, because could this be a three-way deal? Maybe the Suns are in the conversation with the Hawks, but they don't want Collins. They want somebody else. And it's interesting because Shams writes that, the Suns have had a handful of first-rounders to move, given the team's impending ownership change, uncertain how many future assets will be handled. In addition, Shams writes, the Suns expressed interest in forwards such as Sacramento's Harrison Barnes. Now, I wonder, you've got the Hawks and Suns talking. John Gambadoro says the Suns are not interested in Collins. Shams brings up the idea of, hey, look, the Suns like Harrison Barnes. He also mentions Kyle Kuzma and KJ Martin of Houston. Kind of putting both things together here, I wonder if there's a three-way trade that's workable between the Suns, Hawks, and Kings. And I wonder, Ramie, if it's you, do you get in on John Collins if it costs you, say, Harrison Barnes and a draft pick?
Yeah, I think I do. And I know that you're worried about messing with chemistry and what they got going right now. And they kept Harrison Barnes around for one of two reasons or some combination of these two reasons. They didn't get what they wanted for him on the market when he was reportedly being shopped around, or at least they were open to listening to offers for him, or they thought, hey, this guy's veteran presence and experience in this league and knowing what it takes to win in this league and be prepared on a night in, night out basis is worth it with what we're trying to build. If it's the second one, Nick, then maybe you have to take pause before you make a deal like that. But if we're just talking about the basketball of it, and you can get John Collins, and you're in win now mode, which they are, he's the better player. He brings more to the table for this team, and brings to the table for this team exactly what they need from the front court and from their 4 and 5 spots. I don't know why you wouldn't make this move unless you're really, really worried that Harrison Barnes and his veteran presence is that important to the chemistry that this team has going right now.
I'd be in on Collins. And look, I don't know him personally. I don't know if he would have a problem being the third or fourth option. We've heard some of that he believes that he's more of a second option, if not first option. Would he have issue coming onto a team where he's got to kind of battle Fox and Sabonis for touches along with Herter? I don't know. But if I was given the indication that Collins would be open to coming over to Sacramento and would not ruffle feathers, so to speak, I'd be 100% in on him. We talked about this earlier in the week, Ramie. Domas, him at his best is when he has somebody who has that athletic profile at the 4 and can give you a little bit of rim protection. I'm not telling you that Collins is Miles Turner. I'm not telling you he's going to block 4 or 5 shots a night. But when you look at Collins, his athletic profile does fit alongside Domas very, very well. You've got kind of the springy, athletic, rim running, rim protecting, 4 who could slide right next to Domas and create that really good fit down in the paint. And that's needed. I mean, I think the rim protection, I know we talked to Frankie Cartoscelli last hour. He mentioned about Metu being able to protect a little bit in rim run. Look, I'd rather have Collins than Chimezie Metu, with all due respect to Chimezie Metu. And I think, that rim protection, that level of rim protection is important for this team. The other part of it, Ramie, if I'm putting somebody who's going to play the 4 next to Domas, I've got to make sure that guy can knock down some shots. And I know that Collins, his three-point shooting is way down this year. It's below 30%, but this guy is a career 37% three-point shooter. I think he has the ability to stretch the floor. I would be all in on him. And he's 25 years old. So, I mean, when you look at the timeline of this team, he fits perfectly, Ramie, with Fox and Domas and these other guys smack dab in the middle of his 20s.
And I don't know that you're gonna run into anybody who's a better fit for all the reasons that we've been talking about between now and the trade deadline. So I don't see any reason why you need to wait to try and improve this team when if you're serious about contending, every team that's serious about contending between now and the trade deadline, a lot of them will be right up against a trade deadline, but every team that's serious about contending between now and the trade deadline is going to make some kind of move to bolster their roster. I don't know that you'll find a better fit for the Kings and what they need than John Collins.
I also like the idea that the fact that he's under contractual control. He's got a player option in 2025, 2026. Harrison Barnes, this is the final year of his deal. So HB could easily move on once this year is over. Do you want to replace him with somebody who's here for the next 3-4 years and fits alongside Domas? And again, is a couple of years before his prime. You usually hit your prime about 27, 28 years old. Collins is only 25. And some of the numbers we see in Atlanta this year, I do think it has to do with what Atlanta's doing offensively. I just watched them on Wednesday night, and DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, they have the basketball a lot in their hands. They've got the 2 all-star guards. They're running the team through their guards. That offense is not this Kings offense with all the touches and the ball movement and man movement.
Yep.
It's a lot of Trae Young. It's a lot of DeJounte Murray. And I think Collins would be a better fit here with the Kings than he is in Atlanta with the Hawks with what they're doing. We want your thoughts on this. Would you be in on Collins if it meant you're sending HB and a pick to Atlanta in some kind of 3-way deal with the Suns? Again, 916-339-1140 is the text line. You can call us toll-free, 1-800-920-1140. Would you be in on John Collins? Don't forget, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. We've got a lot of nicknames to run through. Also, we're not the only ones, Ramie and I, noticing this Kings offense. We'll explain that in 90 seconds.
Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140. Kings insiders Frankie Cartoscelli and Chris Watkins give you all things Kings on the return of the Roar podcast.
With these two sitting next to me now, certainly feel comforted.
You can sign up for free at SactownSports.com.
The number one priority for the good folks over at American Energy is making sure you and your family are comfortable in your home for the holidays. And that's why they're giving away a free whole home HVAC system to one lucky family in the greater Sacramento area. If you know a family in need of being comfortable this winter, enter for your chance to win the American Energy Comfort Giveaway by going to the AE Way. That's the AE Way.com today. You could win a free whole home HVAC system. For the official contest rules, go to the AEWay.com.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry. and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the afternoons.
You're talking to the original tag team of ugly pukes here.
It's Cattles. It's Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
This Kings offense getting a lot of attention around the NBA, around the country, not just here in Sacramento. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But first, we have a mission today, folks. Our mission is to come up with a nickname for this Kings bench. They're second in the NBA in scoring. We have the Beam team. We have, Light the Beam. So we've got the slogan for the team. We've got the overall team nickname with the Beam team. We need something specifically for this Kings bench. So we're asking you to come up with your best idea, your best nickname for the Kings bench. We're doing this on YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like it, and subscribe. We're also doing this via the text line, 916-339-1140. We're also doing this at my Twitter, at Nick C Radio, if you want to follow me. And we have a bunch of names flying in. So whoever comes up with the nickname that we like the best, you will win a pair of tickets to Kings Pacers on Wednesday, November 30th. That's what we're doing. So whoever comes up with the best nickname, you get tickets to Pacers Kings, the return of Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield on that Wednesday night, November 30th at Golden One. Let's see what we've got. I know for a fact that YouTube has been very busy.
The texts. We have an obnoxious amount of texts.
Yeah, people are loving this segment, man, and we gotta throw them past gatekeeper Ramie right now.
Yeah, we do. We got to get through the gatekeeper. Ramie's the gatekeeper. So I have a bunch. Again, we're going to get to the Kings offense in the rest of this country, noticing the Kings here in Sacramento, and a lot of pumping of the tires of this offense going on the last couple of days. It looks like that TNT game got the attention that we all were hoping it would get this basketball team. Let me run through a few. D-Thrill55 at Nick C Radio comes in with Rain Men, R-E-I-G-N, Rain Men.
Oh, I don't hate that. It's a spelling thing again.
It is a spelling thing.
So then it just sounds like you're referencing the 1990s movie starring Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. So
great movie.
Love that movie.
Okay, so we'll put that on the possible list. The Second Wind, Sacred Chuck at Nick C Radio. The Second Wind.
Nah, don't.
No, that's out.
Nah.
We've got L Lemonapi at Nick C Radio. L Lemonapi at Nick C Radio. Sactown Smackdown.
Nah, not loving that one either.
I'm gonna guess you don't like this one. Double E Engine, EE Engine at Nick C Radio. Because we already talked about the Beam thing. The Beam Fiends.
I don't even know what that means. No. No.
All right, so that one's out.
No,
that one's
not
out.
Good.
We got Cindy calling in on the phone, actually threw one out. How about Laser Razors?
I saw her text that in. I'm not loving that one either.
All right, so that's the Twitter world. Ramie, what do we got for text?
Purple Roar?
Purple Roar.
Well, how do you guys feel about Purple Roar?
I like the other ones we have a little bit better.
I could get behind it, but again, I think Purple Pain beats out that one.
Yeah, I don't love
Purple Pain.
You know what?
Purple Pain.
I kind of like the Electric Company. Even though I said let's not
the Electric Company?
I said let's not make it Beam related.
There's the Electric Boogaloo. What are you doing
a weird gatekeeper.
Kind of like the Electric Company.
We might have to change gatekeepers.
I didn't even ask for this. I was appointed this role. I saw one here that I like. The Royal Replacements. I don't know.
No.
They're a lot.
No.
I'm not loving a lot of these. I'm going to be honest with you. I appreciate the effort, and I'm glad we're getting some interaction going here, but just not loving a lot of these. The Pointer Misters.
I don't know what that is.
What are we doing, folks? What are we doing here, people?
The points are misters.
The purple wave? I don't hate purple wave.
Purple wave's not bad.
That's not bad.
All right,
That's not
Kyle.
bad. I think Purple Pain is the leader in the clubhouse right now, though, right?
All right, give us. We're gonna give the favorites in the clubhouse so far in a minute. But Kyle, run through like 3 or 4 of them that jumped out to you on YouTube.
How about Purple People Beaters?
I don't like that because it goes off of the Vikings. It just feels like it's, you know what I mean?
Then you're not going to like the next one I throw out, which is Monsters of Midtown.
The Monsters of Midtown.
Nah, not loving that one.
Anything else?
How about Score Squad?
That's terrible.
All right, we'll continue to.
I'm a terrible person. I'm a bad person.
We'll continue to take your submissions. So let me try to rattle them off. I didn't write these down, but the ones I remember: the Purple Pain. Purple Pain is definitely in the running.
Yes, Purple Pain's there for sure.
The Monk Yard Dogs.
Monk Yard Dogs is definitely on the list.
The Knights of the Round Table.
Yep, we got Knights of the Round Table.
And is there another one?
Do we still like King's Cavalry?
The King's Cavalry?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like King's Cavalry.
All right, so
My
those,
two
right now
favorite are Purple Pain and King's Cavalry.
Right now, those are the 4. Right now, those are the 4
So
in the
if you're
running.
coming up with more answers, that's the standard you're trying to beat right now.
And you can tweet at me at Nick C Radio. You could check us out, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up and to subscribe. And also text us, 916-339-1140. We'll continue to go through the nicknames throughout this show. We will pick a winner by the end of the program, and that winner will end up getting tickets to Pacers Kings on Wednesday, November 30th. Ramie, this offense, we've been talking about it on Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports for the last couple of weeks. In the offense, it's legit. And it's getting noticed. Last night, they shot almost 58% from the field. They shot 40% from 3. They shot just under 92% from the free throw line. They had 28 dimes. And again, people across the country, we're not talking about the locals. We're talking about people that are covering this team across the NBA like Zach Lowe at ESPN. Here's what Lowe wrote about the offense. The Kings get out in transition with Fox, but they are not an outlier. They rank 8th in pace, 5th in fast break points. They're flying through half-court sets with a burst and purpose that is catching defenses on the back foot and makes for a jarring contrast with teams who operate at three-quarter speed. It is a nonstop cyclone around the Fox, Domantas Sabonis two-man game. There's nothing in the numbers suggesting the Kings' offense is a fluke. The Kings are pinging the ball around the floor faster than any defense can move. They rank 4th in assist rate. Sabonis is scoring about 1.2 points per possession out of post-ups, a mark that would be near the top of the league over a full season. He and Fox are tied for the team lead in dimes. The Kings have cracked 120 points in 5 straight games, highlighted by hanging 153, and he puts in parentheses, not a typo, on the Brooklyn Nets this week. It's a joy to watch. Ramie, what say you?
I love when people smarter than me and with much more credibility than me essentially say what I'm saying, Nick. And it sounds like what Zach Lowe is saying there is kind of what I said yesterday, which is that I don't know if they can keep playing at this level, but I look at what the Kings are doing, and a lot of it looks very sustainable to me and doesn't look fluky, doesn't look like shots that are just going to stop falling at some point. They're getting good shots, and it's not by accident. It's by design, and it's by guys doing what Mike Brown and the coaching staff are asking them to do, being on the spots on the floor where they're supposed to be, and having the spacing and the speed that they need to have an offense that's been as high-powered and as efficient as it is. And there might be some fall-off, but I think what they're doing offensively is pretty sustainable, man, and is not a fluke by any means.
And don't forget to check out Kings Weekly on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Our guy Chris Watkins hosting that 1-hour show on the Kings every Saturday here on Sactown Sports. And Chris had a tweet. I don't want people to try to remember every statistic I'm going to throw at you right now. I just want you to think in totality how good this is, okay? So 2-point field goal percentage, they're first in the league. Points per game, they're second in the league. Offensive rating, second in the league. Field goal percentage overall, second in the league. Fourth quarter scoring, second in the league. Assists, 4th in the league. 3-pointers made, 5th. 3-point percentage, 6th in the league. And their point differential is 6th in the NBA at 3.7. And what I look at when I read through all of those different statistics with you, even with some regression, and I think this is why Zach Lowe says this ain't a fluke, even with some regression, this offense is still set to be easily a top 10 offense.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with you on that.
All right, your thoughts on the Kings? I mean, just bask in the glow today. Honestly, 8-2 in their last 10. They don't play until Sunday. We're having some fun with this bench nickname contest. Your thoughts on the Spurs win last night? It was a great game for the Kings in the first and fourth quarter. Not so much second and third, but as I said on Twitter, they played with their food, but they cleaned their plate, which is ultimately, the most important thing. Just want to remind you all guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Text us, 916-339-1140. Call us, 1-800-920-1140. Watch us, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. We'll continue with this Kings nickname contest for the bench. Keep them rolling. We'll keep running through them. Also coming up, we're going to break out our Kings crystal ball.
Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight. Our overnight lows will drop into the 30s. Tomorrow we'll have sunshine and light winds. Look for afternoon temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Hey, it's Nick Cattle saying start your holidays right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill is turning me, you guessed it, into a pro. Think outside the kitchen this year and cook your holiday meal on a Napoleon gas grill. Napoleon, the grills, they are built to last, my friends, all made with premium steel that boasts quality. You want to check out Napoleon Grills today at any of the 4 nearby California Backyard locations. Always the best in backyard living. See California Backyard's huge selection of Napoleon grills and accessories today. Check them out at Napoleon.com.
Everybody knows Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, get $50 off any plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air service and make your home the best place in the world. Schedule an appointment at Bonnie.com.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross every Wednesday to hear them whine about what's troubling them in the world of sports. Whether it's a team, player, or the ump on the field, we can guarantee Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross are going to whine about it. So now's the time to set your alarm so you won't miss the whine of the week every Wednesday on Sactown Sports 1140. Whine Wednesday will air live every Wednesday at 8 a.m. with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. Brought to you by E2 Family Winery, located at 9301 West Highway 12 in Lodi.
Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my friends at Amy Outdoor Living. And, every year there's an incredible metamorphosis into Sacramento's finest holiday store there. See dozens of beautiful, decorated, themed Christmas trees, hundreds of unique ornaments perfect for any tree, plus sensational gifts for everyone on your list. Just stroll through. Is there a better gift than a Traeger pellet grill? No. Specially priced for the holidays. Save $400 off the Timberline 850 and 1350, $200 off the Pro 575, $2 off all rubs, sauces, and seasonings, along with pellets. How about fire pits? A wonderful gift, and will be right where the family gets together to enjoy Christmas cheer. You're invited to experience the magic of the holidays at Amy's Outdoor Living. Now in 2 locations on El Camino near Watt and Carmichael, and inside Amy Ace Hardware at El Dorado Hills Town Center. Check them out. Amy Ace Hardware, and you tell them Carmichael Dave sent you for the holidays.
There's a place where actions speak louder, jackpots echo throughout, and the thrill of it all is thunderous. Thunder Valley Casino Resort, where more than 3,000 slots, 100 table games, all new bingo and poker rooms blend with award-winning dining, and AAA 4-diamond luxury. Winning big makes a sound all its own. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Live out loud. Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The new Fords have arrived at Folsom Lake Ford.
I know you've been waiting for a new F-150 or maybe an Explorer or Expedition. Guess what? Folsom Lake Ford has them. Your truck headquarters for over 30 years right here in Sacramento is all stocked up with new Fords and used vehicles. Save with low interest financing on your favorite new models and zero down deals available on all new and used vehicles with approved credit. Get top dollar for your trade, making your monthly payment on your new Ford even lower. Folsom Lake Ford is the only dealership I recommend to my friends. A Triple Crown Award winner for sales, service, and finance. Highway 50 Folsom exit, or browse fresh inventory online at folsomlakeford.com. It's updated almost daily. And if you can't find what you're looking for, give them a call. Tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty Terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your dog.
Check front door. Check window. Check other window. Rest chin on ground. Look into distance. Bark for no reason. Check front door. Check window. Check other window.
Your pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Chase shiny ball. Lose shiny ball. Find shiny ball. Eat shiny ball.
Get coverage for your pets with any auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Sactown Sports Headlines.
All right, everybody. This is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Last night, the Sacramento Kings defeated the San Antonio Spurs 130-112 at Golden One Center. The Kings have won all 3 games on their homestand, with the 4th and final game coming this Sunday against the Detroit Pistons. Leading the team for Sacramento was De'Aaron Fox with 28 points, and Malik Monk added 26 points off the bench. In NFL news, the San Francisco 49ers are on their way to Mexico City to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The status of Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is still up in the air. Murray has been dealing with a hamstring injury that sidelined him for last week's game. And in local news, Saturday is the Causeway Classic. UC Davis will be traveling to Sacramento State. Coverage of that game will begin at 1:30 here on Sactown Sports 1140. Those are your headlines. Now, let us return to the Cattles and Ramie Show.
Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
I'm getting absolutely smashed on Twitter with nicknames.
Same on the text.
I'm getting just beaten up.
We asked for this.
We did. We're enjoying it, though. So, all right. So here's the thought process, folks. We're looking for a nickname for the bench. Kings, number two in the NBA in scoring bench points wise. Okay, they're about 43 points a night from their bench, which is just ludicrous. It's comical how good the bench has been in their production. So we got to come up with a nickname. We've got the Beam Team for the entire team. We've got Light the Beam as the slogan, and we're all loving that. We got the Band-Aid with Malik Monk. Whether that continues or not, we don't know. Malik tweeted last night asking if he should continue it, which kind of tells me he's thinking about moving on.
He's kind of over it himself.
Yeah. So we got all that, but we don't have a nickname for the bench. So what we're doing is through YouTube, Twitter, and also the text line, we're asking you for your best nickname for the bench. YouTube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Also, Twitter, you can tweet at me at Nick C Radio. And you can also text in to Ramie at 916-339-1140. And the best nickname, we're going to choose which one we like the most. The best nickname that we get, that person will win a pair of tickets to the Pacers-Kings game on Wednesday, November 30th. Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, returning to Golden One. I got some tweets for you before we continue talking Kings. We got our Kings crystal ball out. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But first, here are some other names, some nicknames for you, Ramie. At Nick C Radio, this is Eric CJ, Eric R. CJ. The Kings bench name should be the Bridge Battalion, DBB, Sactown, relevant and relative to the Sac Republic FC. That's a no.
I didn't get the reference.
Yeah, that doesn't
We
do a
got
lot
the,
for me.
how about this from GZ Johnson, GZ at Nick C Radio, at Sactown 1140, the Court Jesters.
No, not loving that.
I love these. I love these Twitter handles. Patrick 725-74330 at Nick C Radio.
That is a Russian bot. That is 100% a Russian bot.
Every time I see one of those, Nick, I click on the profile to see if it's somebody who needs muting.
The Monk Mob.
Nah.
You don't like it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be making it Malik Monk centric is a little insulting to the rest of the guys.
Yeah, I could get that. So maybe the Monk Yard Dogs need to get thrown out too.
Yeah, maybe.
But that one.
I know
so
that's good. That's
I know.
good.
I like
I do
that.
like that one, but I don't know.
All right, how about this from Coop_A_Loop 814 at Nick C Radio. Not a bench nickname, but a bench phrase / motto. Drenched by the bench.
I'm not loving that either.
All right.
That could be taken a number of ways.
So there go the tweets.
Nick, what's the deal with all these people following your Twitter? What is with this? All these long names that sound like they're bots.
Yeah, really.
We got
real
we got some of
followers.
them.
We need to get Elon to get to the bottom of this.
Well, Coop_A_Loop 814. It's just 3 numbers, 814.
Okay.
So, all right, let's move on quickly to a couple of text suggestions. Do you have any, Ramie?
I have one that I don't know if it applies to the bench, but I like it to be used in some way. Like I can already see the T-shirts, City of Threes to play on City of Trees. I really like that.
Oh,
maybe not for the bench, but I really like that for something.
Yeah, I mean, I want Kevin Herter to be on the City of Threes team, and he's obviously not on the bench.
Well, maybe we just print the T-shirts and make money off it, Ramie. Write that down.
We should probably do that here at Sactown Sports.
Any more texts?
The running royalties, honestly, so many of these are so bad. It's making me a little bit it's making me a little upset. It's making me a little bit mad.
You're not motivating people to send their thoughts in. All right,
creativity is so bad it makes me upset.
The Merry Men bench bunch, really 916. That's the best you come up with was bench bunch.
We'll cap it right now. We'll continue to take submissions. Don't forget YouTube too. We'll get to those as well. But I want to break out the Kings crystal ball right now in my next show. So after today, I'm off next week for the holidays. I'm going to be working in the office. We have a couple of shows. We have a short show on Tuesday that's 30 minutes long. We have no show on Wednesday because the Kings are on the East Coast. Ramie will be hosting Monday. That's a full show, 3 to 6. But I will not be back until a week from Monday. Ramie won't be back until a week from Tuesday after he's done doing Monday's show. So we're all going to be gone for Turkey Day. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you listening. But we wanted to take a look at what the Kings have coming up and what we think the record will be when I get back on Monday the 28th. So here's what the schedule looks like after last night's game against the Spurs. You've got the Kings Pistons on Sunday. That's at Golden One. So you play the Pistons at Golden One. Then you have to play at Memphis on Tuesday. Then you have, Ramie, a back-to-back. So you play John Morant in Memphis on that Tuesday. Then you play in Atlanta against DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. So a couple of fascinating games for De'Aaron Fox. He's going to play John Morant on Tuesday. Then he plays Trae Young, DeJounte Murray on Wednesday in the second of a back-to-back. And then on Friday, on Black Friday, the Kings are in Boston against the Celtics. So those are the games until I get back. I'll be back on Monday the 28th. The Kings host the Suns on the 28th. But, Ramie, your thoughts on the next 4 games and where you think they might end up when we walk back in, or at least I walk back in on the 28th.
Looking at Detroit, Memphis, Atlanta, and Boston.
Yeah, and Atlanta's the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah. That makes it a little bit tougher because Atlanta is a team that I think is beatable. When I look at the schedule and I go, okay, there's a W to be gotten here, there's a W to be gotten here. At Memphis is tough, man. John Morant is playing at a ridiculous level right now, and that whole team is just kind of riding his wave. Boston it's number 1 in most power rankings, so to expect to go into there and get a W is a little bit lofty. Not to say they can't. I'm just saying to mark it down as a W. I'm going to say they go 2-2 in these next 4. Detroit is a win. They should be able to beat Detroit at home. And then I'm going to say they get Atlanta.
I'll go 2-2. I think they'll grab one on that trip out towards the east. The Detroit game's huge on Sunday. That because of the schedule coming up, because you've got Memphis and then Atlanta on the second night of a back-to-back, and then you've got to play at Boston on Black Friday. You feel like you have to win on Sunday against the Pistons because that is an ultimately winnable game. I know as of early this week, Detroit was down double digits in every game they've played this year. So it's going to be interesting. Jaden Ivey obviously will be at Golden One. Not sure if Keegan will be out there or not. Maybe the Kings hold them back another game. But the Detroit game's huge. You've got to have that one. If you can finish 2-2 and you're back here at home on the 28th against the Suns and you're sitting at 10-8, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about where you're at because then you've got the Pacers after the Suns game, and then it gets tough because so you've got the Suns at Golden One on the 28th, and you get the Pacers at Golden One on that Wednesday. The tickets we're giving away for the best nickname. And then you've got at the Clippers versus the Bulls, and then, Ramie, a ridiculously tough trip, man. After that, you've got to play at the Bucks, at the Cavs, at the Knicks stink, at the 76ers, at the Raptors, and then you've got at the Pistons. It's a 6-game trip, and it's going to be rough. So if you can be 10-8 by the time you host the Suns on the 28th, I think you're in a decent spot. 916-339-1140 is the text line. Don't forget, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Give us the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Got a whole lot more coming up.
Nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus UC Davis. 2 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Black Friday sales event?
Right now, you can save $1,000 off MSRP on one of Jeep's most popular and hard-to-get models, the new 2023 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited 4xEs, and we have over 20 in stock. If you hurry in now, you can take advantage of the $7,500 federal tax credit, but time is running out.
Any deals on some classic American muscle?
Of course. Right now, you can save up to $3,000 off MSRP on 2022 Dodge Challenger GTs, but you better hurry in because the last of the 2022s are almost gone. If you've never driven one of these cars, it's a true experience, and let's be honest, there's nothing like the sound of a Hemi.
There's a reason people travel from all over the state to buy their vehicles from Hoblet. Great customer service, great selection, and their true pricing policy. The price you see is the price you pay. No surprise add-on or dealer markup. Stop by Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep today for a test drive or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Best prices, best selection, period.
$1,000 total savings on new 2023 Jeep Wrangler E after $1,000 dealer discount. $7,500 federal tax credit incentive offered by third party and is subject to change without notice. $3,000 total net savings on new 2022 Dodge Charger GT after $1,000 factory rebates and $2,000 dealer discounts. 5 net savings. See dealer for details.
Black Friday is starting early at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Grab free batteries with tons of Makita products and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 21st through the 28th, save $100 on Makita 18-volt rear handle circular saw kit and take home 2 extra batteries on us. Again, our Black Friday sale will be November 21st through the 28th. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
It's true, the best new cars make the best used cars. That's why you'll always find a great selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Trade up to a car you'll love. We have a great selection of one-owner, low-mile vehicles you can drive home today. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Stay in front of him. Feet, no fouls. Okay, take a break. Hi, Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store asking, how much do you rely on your feet? A little? A lot? Probably more than that. If you're like most people, you know that when your feet are hurting, your life kind of stinks. There are lots of treatment options that promise relief but will disappoint. The Good Feet store makes over 300 styles, sizes, and flexibilities of arch supports. Why so many? Because to get serious pain relief, you need a precise fit that's matched to your foot, gait, and lifestyle. To make sure you get the pain-relieving pair that's just right for you, Good Feet has an arch support specialist at every Good Feet location to give customers a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the unmatched comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto. Online at goodfeet.com.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
One claim based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
It's the new spot for local sports talk in the afternoon. Cattles and Ramie. Sactown Sports, 1140.
All right, more nicknames for you, Ramie. The Gatekeeper. Again, we're looking for a nickname for this Kings bench, #2 in the NBA in scoring. Hit us up on Twitter at Nick C Radio, at Sactown 1140. Your best nickname for this bench. Also, you can check us out on YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. You can text us at 916-339-1140. The best nickname of the day gets a pair of tickets. That person wins a pair of tickets to the Pacers-Kings game on November 30th at Golden One. Let's see, Sack Border. I'm gonna eliminate this one. It's the bench mob. That's already been taken. That was already used back in the day, so we don't want to use the same one.
No.
At LTM, at Nick C Radio, at LTM says the Unibeamers.
No,
don't love it.
I don't like the Unabomber pun.
Don't love it.
Okay.
I didn't even catch that. Oh my God, it's worse than I thought.
All right. Trav the Sav at Nick C Radio. The Mean Beam Machine.
I don't hate that for the squad as a whole. Again, the bench doesn't have to be beam related, man. Not everything has to be beam related. The whole team is the beam team. We've already got something beam related, and it works. And
how about this?
All right.
Bayland Sean at Nick C Radio, at Sactown 1140. A crazy good bench has to be named the Doko Locos.
I like Doko Locos, not for the bench, though, but for the party that's going to be in Doko when this thing gets closer to postseason and into the postseason.
You stole our YouTube one. YouTube, we spent 30 minutes collaborating on the best one, and we decided Doko Locos was the best one to throw at.
I think that's a good one for the fans that are going to be flooding that place when things get real.
Okay. The Energizers, that's from L. Louts because of how they play and they help power the beam.
Nah, not loving that. I liked there was one beam related one that I liked, which was the switch. I kind of like that.
Oh, yeah.
Got a few texts that have come in. The King Bees, nah. Bench menches, nope.
The bench bench.
This from 650. Da bench. This isn't Chicago. This is not Chicago.
It's called pandering.
He just says da bench. Yeah, is that what he's trying to do? He's trying to win me over with the Chicago thing?
The sentimental Ramie vote. We just did that at the same time.
I got so many here. This from the 925 just says Debbie. I don't know why I would call Why do we call the Kings bench Debbie?
I think Debbie might be the person who's sending in the comments.
All it says is Debbie. That's all that the text says. I don't know.
There's a bunch of fans showing up with T-shirts that say Debbie on them.
Doug has sent in at least 8 suggestions. I think he's just trying to flood the box to see if one catches and he can get these tickets. And every one of them says, "This is Doug," and then follows up with his recommendation. This is Doug, not your mama's bench.
Doug also called into the station and wanted me to make sure he told you that it was Doug.
Okay. Doug, we know that it's Doug.
Max Spack 24 at Nick C Radio, the Night's Watch.
I don't hate that. It's not the best one we've gotten.
But you dumped on Knights Land. Never mind.
Jay Carter 3 at Jay Carter 3, the Lions Den.
That's not bad. It's not bad. I don't know.
We got one on the calls. How about just the herd?
Like Colin Cowherd? No.
It's a cow reference.
Oh. No.
Are they pandering to me? All right, anyway, we'll continue with the nicknames, and we'll pick a winner at 5:30. I feel like we got to have a finality to this. So at 5:30, we will announce the winner. We've got 4 so far. Nobody's really cracking the 4. So we've got the Knights of the Round Table. We've got the King's Cavalry. We've got Purple Pain. And are we sticking with Monk Yard Dogs, or have we removed Monk Yard Dogs?
I'm the only one fighting for it, so I think it might be time to go away. We also have City of Threes. We're hanging on to that one.
I like
just
City
in
of
case.
Threes, just not. I don't know if it applies to the bench.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Okay, we'll
Like
save it for the T-shirts.
All right.
It's a good name for a podcast. We should start a podcast called City of Threes.
I guarantee you that exists. There's no chance that gold is gone.
We'll get back to a lot of the nicknames coming up, and we got more Kings talk coming up in 10 minutes. It might surprise some of you, but the Kings are gaining some big time respect across the country, and we actually have the evidence that this is happening. This is actually happening. People are speaking well of the Kings. We'll get to that, but first. Let's get to over-unders. We have no over-under.
Over-under?
Some things just need to be recorded.
Whoa.
Nope, that is not over-unders.
It's okay. We don't have an open. I was just really looking for some music.
Sorry, you snuck up on me.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
It's all good.
It's my fault. If we could play some music, we'll quickly run through over-unders before we completely go off the tracks here. So any NFL music would be fantastic.
A little timpani. There we go.
All right, there we go. I'll take it. All right, Jets at Patriots. 38 is the number, Ramie.
Jets at Patriots at 38?
Yes.
Those are two. I mean, the Jets are winning games, but it's not with their offense. I'm going to take the under on that one.
I'm with you. I'm going under. Both offenses, not the best offenses in football. Kyle.
Jay has the under, and for this one, I'm just a schmuck, so I had to call in a ringer here. We got our buddy Emil over at the station helping with Chris's picks. He is also under, so 4 unders.
All right, there you go. Emil getting some love. Raiders at the Broncos, 41, Ramie.
Under. I'm definitely taking the under on this one.
I'm going to go under. Denver has the best red zone defense in the NFL. The Raiders' offense is a little messy. They've got all sorts of issues with health, and Denver's not the healthiest team, so I'm going under.
If Russell Wilson is wearing a wristband, can I put this caveat on it? If he's wearing a wristband, I take the over?
No.
Okay.
You're making Chris's life so hard.
Sorry. All right, I'll just take the under then.
We got 4 unders for this one as well. Emil and JJ also agree.
All right, so everybody goes under on that one. Cowboys at the Vikings, 47.5.
I think this is going over. I'm looking forward to this game, man. I think we might have a little bit of a shootout on our hands.
Pew, pew. I'm going over, too. I've got, the Cowboys defense last week against that Green Bay Packers offense. Didn't look great. I think both of these offenses can move the football, so give me the over.
Emil is going to make it 3 overs, but JJ is going contrarian here. He's got the under.
Ooh, JJ goes under with the Cowboys, Vikings. Niners, Cardinals, 43.5.
This one, Nick, I think that the 49ers could score close to 30 points, if not hit 30, and I'm still taking the under. That's how bad I think the Cardinals are right now, especially if Kyler Murray doesn't play. Give me the under.
I'm going under. Niners move the ball, but they're having trouble in the red zone. The Cardinals are hurting. DeAndre Hopkins is dinged up a little bit. Kyler Murray might not play. You've got the elevation factor. I think you'll see a little bit of sluggishness late in this game, so give me the under.
Emil is going with the under as well. However, JJ is a believer in the Colt McCoy train. Colt McCoy 3-1 as the Cardinals starting quarterback, so he's going over.
All right. Last one. We got number 7. This is our college football game of the week. Number 7, USC at number 16, UCLA. The number is 76.
That's a big number.
Gigantic number.
That is a big number, right? I'm going to go with the under.
I just noticed I have like all 3 unders and 1 over, so I'm going to go over. I had under, but I'm going over. I'll probably pay for it. But give me the over. Give me a crazy shootout.
All right, so we got JJ over here taking the under with the 76. Emil's going with the over for Chris, so we're a little bit split on this one. I'm going to say USC is going to win because my brother goes to UCLA.
Oh, there you go. Emil getting love. Kyle's brother getting some love in this segment. Anybody else? You want to shout out to anybody? Ramie?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't
Shout
like
out
people.
to Tillman on YouTube who came up with Doco Locos also.
916-339-1140 is the text line. Phone number is 1-800-920-1140. YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Some NBA power rankings are out. Where are the Kings? You might be shocked. We'll talk about it coming up next.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Sacramento area attorneys. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814.
Hey, it's Nick Cattle saying start your holidays right with the amazing, and I do mean amazing, Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. I got a stainless steel Pro Series gas grill right in my backyard. If you're watching on YouTube, it's right through that door on the patio area. It is a beaut made with premium steel that boasts quality. These grills are built to last. Check out Napoleon Grills today at any of the 4 nearby California Backyard locations. Always the best in backyard living. California Backyards, they got a huge selection of Napoleon grills and accessories today. Check them out at Napoleon.com.
Buying a new Acura is an easy decision, and Acura of Stockton makes buying easy. Come and see us today or shop online. If we don't have it, you can pre-select your favorite Acura and pick it up when it arrives. No contracts or deposits required. It's that easy. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade whether you buy from us or not. Don't settle for less than the quality of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or online at AcuraofStockton.com.
Giveaway, it's back. They're giving away a total of $500 for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento, with plenty of well-lit parking and some of the best food in a friendly environment. For more information on tournaments and gaming, please log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. As always, 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, it's Carmichael Day for my friends at Amy Outdoor Living. And, every year there's an incredible metamorphosis into Sacramento's finest holiday store there. See dozens of beautiful, decorated, themed Christmas trees, hundreds of unique ornaments perfect for any tree, plus sensational gifts for everyone on your list. Just stroll through. Is there a better gift than a Traeger pellet grill? No. Specially priced for the holidays. Save $400 off the Timberline 850 and 1350, $200 off the Pro 575, $2 off all rubs, sauces, and seasonings, along with pellets. How about fire pits? A wonderful gift, and will be right where the family gets together to enjoy Christmas cheer. You're invited to experience the magic of the holidays at Amy's Outdoor Living, now in 2 locations on El Camino near Watt and Carmichael, and inside Amy Ace Hardware at El Dorado Hills Town Center. Check them out, Amy Ace Hardware, and you tell them Carmichael Dave sent you for the holidays.
Have you heard the news? New Hondas are back at Capital City Honda, including the all-new redesigned 2023 CR-V and HR-V. Stop by today or visit us at capcityhonda.com and see our new car inventory with no dealer markup. Have a car to sell or trade? We're paying top dollar for any make and model. Cap City Freeway at the Fulton Avenue exit by the Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. CapCityHonda.com.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. Find a plan that's right for you at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. There is no such thing as a free lunch, nor is there a free ride. New vehicle prices reached a new high in October with average monthly payments of $748 according to Kelley Blue Book. With rent prices reaching $2,495 per month, a 13.4% increase from 2021, dollars are being stretched more than ever. Average income in the U.S. is $4,636 per month, so an average car plus average rent makes up nearly 70% of the average income. Increased costs haven't dulled consumer spending, though, as there was a high-side surprise from consumers in October. Scott Wren, a senior market strategist for Wells Fargo, believes that we have yet to see the negative effects of the rate hikes on employment and profitability. With the belief that it takes a minimum of 90 days for the ripple effects to make its way through the economy, we may just be starting to be feeling the effects of the 0.75% increase in June. Contrast this with Morningstar senior analysts who see markets as up to 15% undervalued. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch video, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology to Sheba Studios.
It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports headlines.
All right, everybody. This is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the San Antonio Spurs Thursday in Sacramento. The Kings finished with 130 points, 28 of which came from De'Aaron Fox, 26 off the bench from Malik Monk, and 6 different Kings finished with more than 10 points. Elsewhere around the NBA, there are 11 games tipping off as we speak and later tonight. The Miami Heat lead 61-54 over the Washington Wizards. The Cleveland Cavaliers are off to a 21-10 lead against the Charlotte Hornets. And in the game of the night, the Milwaukee Bucks have a 23-18 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers. Still to come, the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Knicks, Boston Celtics travel to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. The Phoenix Suns are in Utah to take on the Jazz. The New York Knicks are continuing their West Coast road trip against the Golden State Warriors. And the Detroit Pistons, who will play the Kings on Sunday, are in Los Angeles to take on the Lakers. Those are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Now, let us return to the Cattles and Ramie Show.
Just two guys rubbing elbows, talking sports,
and lots of other stuff.
They always keep you on edge.
That's really crazy interesting.
It's Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports 1140.
The national media is jumping on the Kings bandwagon. We have evidence to prove that in a couple of minutes. But, Ramie, I've got to race through a bunch of nicknames, man. I got 95 notifications on Twitter.
So many texts. So many texts.
All right, here we go. Ready? Blind Mark Show at Nick C Radio. Lord of the Bench. No. All right, we've got Lauren Ditmore at Nick C Radio. Purple Rain.
We've had that a few times, and I like it. But it just relies too much on spelling. You know what I mean?
Then someone came up with Purple Pain, and all of a sudden,
Purple Pain is really good. Purple Pain is really, really good.
Zoom Chat at Zoom Chat. Okay, so write that down. Purple Rain, write that down. But we have a couple of them, so that's going to be tough to pick a winner. By the way, the winner, best nickname, you get a pair of tickets to Kings Pacers coming up on Wednesday, November 30th. How about the Royale with threes?
Oh, I really like that one. I really like that one.
That's at Zoom Chat, the Royale with threes.
That's pretty solid.
We said no Band-Aids, no beam teams.
No.
John Lopez, I don't know, 2 eyes and a 3. Is that the second or the third? I don't know. Midtown Mortars.
Nah.
No. All right, let's keep on moving here.
I got a text from the 916 that just says stop. It just says stop. That's the text. That's
probably because they're getting texts. They're probably getting text messages from the company or whatever. All right, so Wacky Starfish.
I thought they were sick of the bit.
I hope it's that.
Wacky Starfish, Knights of the Scores.
No, not loving that. I did find one I like. I don't know if this applies to the bench specifically, kind of like City of Threes, but Medieval Dimes. Medieval Dimes is pretty good.
Medieval Dimes.
Like Medieval Times?
Yeah.
You've never been to Medieval Times. You guys ever been?
No, I was born this century, so no, I have not.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. They're still around.
Yeah, but no, that's like full of old people.
Somebody sent me one that I definitely can't read.
I'm kind of offended right now, but
that's just there's the Switch. MJ Moose 024 at Nick C Radio. The Switch.
While I said I don't want it to be beam related, that's the one beam related one where I go, maybe.
All right, maybe write the Switch down.
Write the Switch down.
And then Tan L Stevenson, the B unit. B unit. No.
Nah.
No.
Don't love that.
Every team's bench is the B unit.
There's so many in here I can't even read.
I know, it's just crazy. It's
I can't say that.
It's just absolutely insane.
The shower posse? What does that even mean? Debbie? There's Debbie again. What does that mean, Debbie?
We had two callers call in back to back who replaced the word bench with another word that I can't say on air. So I do want to shout them out for their creativity.
All right. Well, there you
bench
have it.
please was one that I really liked.
All right, let's get to how everybody now across the country is jumping on the Kings bandwagon. And what I want to tell Kings fans is accept this, embrace this, right? Don't be angry that people are jumping on the bandwagon. Love the fact that people are jumping on the bandwagon. Because you're smashing the reputation. You are finally stripping away the disrespect that has been there for the last, decade plus. You've had a huge week on national television, TNT. You blow out the Nets, and Ramie, people are noticing. The power rankings, all these power rankings that came out this week. Some of you, if not most of you, might be shocked at what these national pundits had to say about the Kings and where they rank them in their power rankings. Let's go to CBS. This is Colin Ward-Henninger and the Kings. The Kings, CBS power rankings, the entire NBA. The Kings are ranked 4th this week, number 4. They move up from 16, so they went from number 16 to number 4. And here's what Ward-Henninger had to write at CBS. Sacramento fans must be leery of celebrating too early, but the Kings rattled off 4 more impressive wins this week. The offense has been absolutely masterful, not just in transition, but also in the half court. While they've gotten bench contributions from up and down the roster, this team looks like it's having a ton of fun under Mike Brown. And if the defense can slowly creep up the rankings, the Kings might turn themselves into a real contender. Ramie, CBS has the Kings ranked 4th overall in their power rankings this week.
I want to remind people what power rankings are. And they actually put this disclaimer on the power rankings at CBSSports.com. This isn't saying that the Kings are and will remain the 4th best basketball team in all the world. What they're saying, the power rankings are based on how teams are playing right now. Over the last 7 to 10 days is how most power rankings will usually go in the bigger context of a season. And I don't know how you can argue with that, Nick. Like they're not in a class with the Celtics. They might be playing the best basketball in the world right now. The Bucks are probably right there on their heels. But then after that, I think there's a case for the quality of basketball they're playing right now, today, or here in these last 7 to 10 days is right there. They're in the discussion right there behind those two teams. Those are the 2 best teams in the NBA right now, but they're in the discussion right there behind those two. So I don't know how anybody could really take real issue with them being number 4 in any power ranking.
Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. It's really the ending to what Ward-Henninger wrote, right? It's like, hey, if the defense can slowly creep up in the rankings, right, then the Kings might turn themselves into a real contender. So he's not just saying, that they're the fourth best team in the last week, but if you look at this and what their offense is doing, if they can get some defensive momentum, and there have been signs that the defense might not be as bad as you think it is. The defensive rating is, somewhere around 19 or 20 now, I think. It was 26 going into yesterday. I'd have to check that, but they've been in the 20s all year long. But when you look at shot profile from opposing teams, and you look at some of the other analytics, and that's something that Coach Triano told us yesterday, if you look closely at some of these statistics and analytics, the defense might be playing a little bit better than you think it is. Jason Timpf, who was at the Volume, Colin Cowherd's Volume, right? It's his podcasting network. Timpf has the Kings 6th in his power rankings. So Timpf has them ranked 6th. CBS has them 4th. Here's what Timpf had to say about your Sacramento Kings.
The Sacramento Kings at number 6. They are 5-1 since our last list, 7-2 since their 0-4 start. They're 2nd in offense and 19th in defense over the last 2 weeks. De'Aaron Fox's improvement as a jump shooter is one of the main things that is driving this resurgence. Last year, he shot 34% on catch-and-shoot jumpers. This year, he's shooting 50% on catch-and-shoot jumpers. Obviously a big deal, especially with Domantas Sabonis on the floor and the attention that he commands around the basket. Domantas has also been fantastic over the course of the last couple of weeks. And then De'Aaron Fox is up to 42% on 8.4 pull-up jump shots per game, which is really solid. He's been going to that pull-up too a lot at the end of games, and it's been going in for him.
No matter how you feel, ranked 4th, ranked 6th. I was saying this to Kelly the other day when we were driving in the truck. The Kings, they're
Sammy
becoming
up to back there.
You
Sorry,
see
I can't ignore it. I just hear it. No.
You hear Sammy going
I know
crazy?
the sound of a dog. I'm sorry, and I can't ignore it.
Yeah, she just came in from her walk, and
Okay.
she's just running laps around the living room behind me.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
But we're talking in the truck the other day, and what I said to Kelly was this: the Kings are in position to be the story of the NBA this year. Like they really, when you think about everything, right? This is the perfect story for the NBA. You've got the history. We all know about the drought, right? You have the fun product on the court. They're a fantastic watch. No matter if you're rooting for them or you don't care about them, if you're a casual NBA fan and you pop on the television and you're watching the Nets Kings game on Tuesday night, you see a team that is just so much fun to watch. So they've got the history and people pushing for them. You've got the product as well. You have the fans who are just awesome fans, super passionate, and deserve a postseason in this city. And I would also say this, Ramie, this team is very likable. And so when you add all of those elements together, the history, the product, the fans, the talent depth, the likability, the Kings, if they continue to play this kind of basketball, I'm telling you right now, they have been, cast aside by the national media. They are going to quickly become the story of the NBA if they keep doing what they've been doing.
People love a good underdog. People love a good redemption story. And like you said, Nick, on top of that, this is a very fun and entertaining team to watch. The brand of basketball that they play, the speed with which they play, the way that the ball moves when things are going right. They have a lot going for them that national media looks for in a team to follow and to sort of hype up or pump up and hope and sort of root for, that they give them that story for the national audience. You heard Charles Barkley say the other night, hey, Adam Silver, take every Lakers game and replace it with a Kings game. You know what I mean? And he wasn't saying that just because they won. He was saying that because the style with which they won and because of the story that this is.
Don't want anybody to forget that all guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Yes, we are living so far, 14 games into this season, we're living in a different world here in Sacramento than we've lived in quite a long time. And I've been here for almost a year. But for everybody else who's been dealing with the drought and going through all the disrespect and just feeling like you can't put on an NBA game without hearing somebody take a slap at the Kings, things are changing. Things are shifting. And people are noticing this team. They're fun to watch, and you're starting to see it pick up. It was TNT on Tuesday night. It's Jason Timpf at the volume. It's Zach Lowe. We read his excerpt from earlier in the show. His excerpt about this offense. Zach Lowe at ESPN pumping the tires. CBS pumping the tires. And if this continues, it's going to be a different feeling, and it's going to be a great feeling where the Kings are actually respected and people are rooting for them to be that story. Whether you want to call it a Cinderella story or not, people will be rooting for this basketball team because, again, all the elements are there. 916-339-1140. Text us. Hit us up on YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140.
Nationally ranked Sacramento State football this Saturday night versus UC Davis. 2 p.m. kickoff at Hornet Stadium. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
The place to tell you if the 49ers are contenders or pretenders.
It's a pretty big deal. I've been a fan of the 49ers since, 84.
Your home for 49ers news and talk. Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
The new Fords have arrived at Folsom Lake Ford. I know you've been waiting for a new F-150 or maybe an Explorer or Expedition. Guess what? Folsom Lake Ford has them. Your truck headquarters for over 30 years right here in Sacramento is all stocked up with new Fords and used vehicles. Save with low interest financing on your favorite new models and zero down deals available on all new and used vehicles with approved credit. Get top dollar for your trade, making your monthly payment on your new Ford even lower. Folsom Lake Ford is the only dealership I recommend to my friends. A Triple Crown Award winner for sales, service, and finance. Highway 50 Folsom Exit, or browse fresh inventory online at folsomlakeford.com. It's updated almost daily. And if you can't find what you're looking for, give them a call. Tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford.
Trying to get you home after another long day and through the drive time afternoon traffic. Gattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports 1140.
So we will get to On the Record in just a couple of minutes. 3 more nicknames for you before I put a cap on this one on Twitter at Nick C Radio. Just D Knights. I think we go beyond that one. We've got 916 at Nick C Radio, 916. And then we've got from Chimster1, Purple Craze.
Don't hate it.
But not as good as the others?
No, I don't think so. Here's one from Greg H. Monty's Pythons. I kind of like that.
Okay,
one.
That's clever.
I actually like that.
That's not bad at all.
I like that a lot, I think.
That's pretty good.
I'll write it down.
River City Royals. Nah, not feeling that.
We got just Royal Council.
No,
I think we let's just cap it.
All right.
Monty's Pythons might be a late contender.
That might be.
All right, so we're gonna in about 15 minutes we're going to announce the winner. We're gonna figure out which name we like the most, which nickname we like the most. And let me ask you this, Ramie.
All right.
No, it's too late for it. Never mind. I was going to say, should we put it to a vote for the listeners? But it's a little too late.
That thought occurred to me, and I was like, if we had thought of this before the show, or thought of this yesterday and put it to a vote and then name a winner today. But
this was a very fluid situation.
Alas.
Yes, we kind of just started rolling with it, and then.
So we will announce the nickname we like the best, right? The best nickname that surfaced today. We will.
I like having power,
Yeah.
Power hungry.
We will give you that nickname in about 15 minutes. In whichever one we roll with, we will give that person a pair of tickets to go check out the Pacers and the Kings on Wednesday, November 30th. Get information about that game at SactownSports.com. Before we get to On the Record, we're all talking about the beam. Light the Beam. There's all sorts of memes and GIFs that have been created about Light the Beam. I saw, Twitter just went haywire last night about the beam. It was a beautiful thing. The only thing was that we could not get the beam on Ramie's recap show last night behind him.
I don't know what that was, because the last time they won, it was, you saw the picture. You guys both saw the picture at Ramie is tweeting as how you can follow me, RAMIE. Clear as day in the dead of night, you could see the beam from my balcony. And then last night, Nick, I moved my table all the way across my apartment just to stage that shot, and I thought for sure I had it perfectly placed. I had it perfectly placed over my right shoulder, and I thought for sure it would be right there after this thing went final, and alas, you could not see the beam from my balcony for some reason last night. Was the beam not bright?
I don't know. I finished watching the game, right? As soon as the game was over, I flipped over to youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140 to watch Ramie do the recap show, and there was no beam.
I was so disappointed.
And I was like, oh, man. Because I knew we were talking about it yesterday, and you were like, yeah, I think it might be able to happen.
I tried.
Anyway, the beam. So the origin of the beam. This story hasn't really been told. Like, where did the idea of the beam come from? Well, fortunately, we know now. This is in Yahoo today, Yahoo Sports. Tom Dierberger wrote this story off of an interview that Vivek had on NBC Sports California. Vivek said, I just like the notion that this just goes into outer space. It goes farther than the human eye can see. As a tech guy, having 4 lasers beaming into outer space is kind of cool. I want aliens to see it, Renadive jokingly added. I want it to go so far that everyone can see it. So where did this beam idea come from? Well, it actually is the brainchild of King's president of business operations, John Reinhardt. It was inspired by the Angels Big A sign in the parking lot at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. After every Angels win, the halo at the top of the Big A lights up to let people passing by know that their favorite baseball team was victorious on that night. As plans for the world-class arena were being drawn up, Renadive reached out to David Kelly. Kelly planted a new anecdote in Renadive's mind that turned into his new mission. Quote, this is what Renadive says. When I went to see David Kelly, he said, look, you've got to figure out what your purple lights are. I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, if you ever go on Virgin Airlines, you step on the plane and you sit down and you see these purple lights. You immediately know that this is going to be different from any other experience you've ever had on any other airline. It's going to be unique. It's going to be special, and you look forward to it. Renadive went back and figured out what the King's Purple Lights attraction would be. The unique design of Golden One, a basketball cathedral equally beautiful inside and out. Renadive recalled Reinhardt saying, quote, hey, I'm going to do better than the purple lights. I'm going to do this laser. And Renadive says, we toyed with different ideas. Do we light up the Capitol building? Do we light up Tower Bridge? What do we do? But we really wanted it emanating from our building. So there you have it. We now have the purple lights in form of a beam that shoots into outer space. So it's John Reinhardt, who is the president of business operations for the Kings, who came up with the laser idea of shooting it into the sky, Ramie.
Isn't that the most billionaire thing ever? Like, I will have a laser.
I like your Dr. Evil impression
that
right
will
there.
shine into space. Aliens will see it from light years away. Not just any small laser. I want the ultra laser, purple ultra laser, to beam from the top of the building that I own in downtown Sacramento.
So we all have John Reinhardt to thank. So shout out to John Reinhardt, who came up with the beam idea, and now it's taking over everything like the beam. All right, let's get to On the Record.
Some things just need to be recorded, not TikTok. We're talking about predictions and guarantees. It's On the Record.
But off the record, I can't stand those.
All right, so we'll do 2 today because we're short on time. Here's my first one, Ramie. The Kings will beat the Pistons on Sunday by 15 or more points, and Domas will go for at least 25 and 10.
Oh, okay.
How you like that?
The 15 points, I mean, the way that they've won the last 2 games against better teams than the Pistons, that's not – I'm going to give you a double on that one. Both of those things.
Domas, 25 and 10?
25 and all right, a triple.
I think it's got to be a triple.
Yeah, I'll give you a triple on that one.
I mean, my goodness.
I'll give you a triple. Now, it's not a home run because both of those things are things that very easily could happen, aren't they?
Domas has had 25 points and 10 rebounds. He's done that twice this year out of 14 games.
Okay.
So that's 14% chance for Ramie.
All right, I'll give you a home run.
Okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's a home run. You
I like that.
You
All right,
sold me.
Ramie. What's your first On the Record?
We were talking in the last hour about what this team would be by the time we both came back from our Thanksgiving break next week. I'm going to include the Phoenix game. So after the next 5 games that include Detroit, Memphis, Atlanta, and Boston, this team will still be over 2 games over 500, at least 2 games over 500.
All right, so the Kings will be at least 2 games over 500 when you get back, which is the Tuesday the 29th.
Yes, sir.
I'll go double.
I think that's fair. I think a double is fair.
All
right, so we'll go double. Kyle, what do you got?
First off, I have JJ's first pick, which is that the Kings will trade Harrison Barnes before the deadline.
Oh,
okay. I'll go with the triple.
That's a triple, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with a triple.
We'll put that down for him. My first pick on behalf of Christopher Laud. You know, me and him share an affinity for one Patrick Mahomes.
Of course.
So I felt like that was the appropriate place if I'm picking on behalf of him. I'm going to say that Patrick Mahomes will have at least 4 total touchdowns Sunday against the Chargers, and Kansas City will win by more than 10 points.
Say that again.
Patrick
Mahomes 4 touchdowns, and Kansas City will win by at least 10 points.
4 total touchdowns.
4 total. So he can run. He can run them in. Okay.
Could catch it.
I'll go with a. That's a double. That's something that Patrick Mahomes does, right?
I'll go with a double. We got to speed it up here. I'm going to go with another Kings. Cap it off with another Kings. Ready? The Kings defense will be in the top 15 in defensive rating by the All-Star break.
Wow, that's a home run.
I can go with that. I'll go with that.
That's a home run if they do that.
All right.
Back around
Ramie,
to me.
What do you got?
Jimmy G will account for 3 touchdowns, and the 49ers will win by at least 2 touchdowns on Monday night.
Home run.
All right.
Give that a home run.
We'll
with the Niners red zone offense, if he has 3 touchdowns, that's a home run.
Man, that is a bit of a low bar with the 49ers offense. JJ is saying that other than the 2 ranked college football games this week, that's USC, UCLA, and Utah, Oregon, other than those 2, no other ranked teams will lose this week.
I don't. I'm the wrong guy to ask about this.
I can't. You have to look at the entire schedule.
A double?
Yeah, I'll give him a
teams
double.
Winning seems like a thing that should happen. I'll give him a double.
I'll give him a double. Kyle, wrap it up for us.
All right, my last one is NBA related. The Utah Jazz will not make the playoffs.
Double. I think that's still very, very possible.
I'll go. Yeah, the Jazz won't make the playoffs.
They will not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll go with a double. They're starting to fade a little bit. I'll go with the double. All right, so there you have it. On the record's done. We come back with the bench nickname. We give away the Pacers Kings tickets, and we've got in other news coming up next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports 1140. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people that play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports 1140. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility, and Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality, and Safe Credit Union. Let us put you first.
Carmichael Day for my good friend Shelby and everybody over at RefinanceWithShelby.com. Home equity is the best way for you to build up and pass on wealth. The Equity Builder program happening right now gives first-time home buyers a head start on this with immediate equity in the home via a loan of up to 10% of the purchase price. Now, here's the deal. The loan is completely forgiven if you live in the house as your primary residence for 5 years. Think about that. A $450,000 home. You make about $80,000. You get $45,000 down as part of the Equity Builder program, and you live in the home for 5 years. Boom, the loan is gone. You got to be a first-time home buyer. You got to occupy the property as your primary residence. That's about it. Couple of other things, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to RefinanceWithShelby.com. It's a no-brainer. It's the best way to get into this market. RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354.
Servicing your vehicle has never been so easy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Schedule your next service appointment anytime, anywhere at StocktonHonda.com. It only takes a minute to schedule, and our award-winning service team will have you back on the road in no time. Oil changes, tires, parts, and more.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf Monthly lists 10 things great golfers don't do. They don't arrive at the course with minutes to spare. Get there in time to properly warm up. They don't follow one mistake with another. Take your medicine and move on. They don't lose their cool. Tiger takes 10 steps and the problem is gone from his mind. They don't give up. A bad round can always get better. They don't blame their tools. It wasn't the putter's fault you three-putted. And they don't worry about three-putting. Move to the next hole and try again. Great golfers don't take unnecessary risks. Keep those large numbers off the scorecard. They don't underclub. Weekend golfers think they hit the ball farther than they actually do. They don't always hit the driver. Put the big stick back in the bag when it's not behaving. And finally, great golfers don't hit balls randomly. Have a plan on the range and stick to it, and take that same plan to the course. It's a game. Have some fun out there. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program. Terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty Terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Progressive presents today's to-do list for your dog.
Check front door. Check window. Check other window. Rest chin on ground. Look into distance. Bark for no reason. Check front door. Check window. Check other window.
Your pet has a very busy schedule, so it's up to you to make sure they're protected. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you.
Chase shiny ball. Lose shiny ball. Find shiny ball. Eat shiny ball.
Get coverage for your pets with any auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Sactown Sports Headlines.
All right, everybody. This is Kyle Ledbetter, and these are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. The Sacramento Kings defeated the San Antonio Spurs 130-112 Thursday at the Golden One Center. The Sacramento Kings will conclude their homestand against the Detroit Pistons on Sunday. Coverage is going to begin at 1 o'clock here on Sactown Sports 1140. In other basketball news, we have 11 games going on around the NBA right now. Currently, the Milwaukee Bucks lead the Philadelphia 76ers in the game of the night. Giannis Antetokounmpo is active for Milwaukee. And in NFL news, we have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Arizona in order to traveling to Mexico City in order to take on Arizona. Still no word on the status of Kyler Murray. He is day-to-day while dealing with the hamstring injury that kept him out against the Los Angeles Rams. Those are your Sactown Sports 1140 headlines. Now, let's bring it back to Cattles and Ramie.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the afternoons.
We're talking to the original tag team of ugly pukes here.
It's Cattles. It's Ramie. Sactown Sports 1140.
One of my favorite rap verses of all time. Busta Rhymes. And what's the scenario?
You want to spit some bars right here?
No, we don't have time for it. Maybe next time.
Okay.
Maybe we should do a karaoke on the show one day.
I'm down.
You down for that?
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Right around Christmas time, right before we break. Maybe we'll do a little bit of karaoke action. All right, so the time has come, Ramie. The time has arrived. We have been taking suggestions, most of them terrible, for bench nicknames for this basketball team.
Really have been bad.
Second best scoring bench in the NBA. We're attempting to come up with a nickname. I don't know if we landed on the nickname. I don't know if we want to start printing T-shirts, but we've got to pick the best nickname from today's show, and then that person is going to win a pair of tickets to the Pacers-Kings game Wednesday night, November 30th. Of course, Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield coming back to Golden One. It should be all sorts of dramatic on that night. So We're going to give away some tickets, SactownSports.com, if you want to get some information on those tickets as well. And we've been taking submissions. YouTube, it was youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up, like what we're doing, and also subscribe. Also, I was taking some submissions, and they ended up being a lot of them at Nick C Radio on Twitter. And also the text line. Ramie was taking your text at 916-339-1140.
So many.
So we have 5. We have 5 names. We have 5 nicknames that have made it through. Kyle, let us know what those nicknames are.
If I'm following this correctly, 2 come from the tweets, 2 come from the texts, and 1 we're going to have to figure out. So let's see if that one wins. First off, we have King's Cavalry.
The King's Cavalry. What do you think, Ramie?
I really like that one. Really like that one. It's got some alliteration to it. I like it.
Kelly's shaking her head no, I think. I don't know if she's shaking her head no at the King's Cavalry or something she's reading online.
All right.
I like it. I don't know if I love it.
Next up, we have Knights of the Round Table.
Knights of the Round Table.
I like it. Don't love it. I like King's Cavalry better than Knights of the Round Table, to be honest with you. Knights of the Round Table just a little long. It's got to be, for me, 2 words. 3 at the most.
I just wonder, what if it was Knights of the Round Ball or something like that played off of basketball?
Bad. That's not
instead
bad.
Instead of table.
Too wordy. Too much of a mouthful.
You think it's too wordy?
Yeah, I
think it's
think
too
so.
long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gatekeeper has turned on this one a little bit.
Gatekeeper's thumbs down.
If you like short, sweet, Purple Pain.
Purple Pain.
I do like Purple Pain.
Of course, it plays off of Prince.
Right.
Purple Rain.
I like it. I think I like the Cavalry better. I think I like the Cavalry better than Purple Pain, right?
The Purple Pain thing with me, the issue I have with the Purple Pain thing is it's more of a description than it is
a name.
A name,
yeah.
The Purple Pain.
It's an adjective and not a noun.
I think it's a fair criticism, and at the same time, it's the most roll off the tongue that we've had so far.
It is. Purple Pain does roll the alliteration. I'm a big fan of alliteration. All right, so we got 2 more. What's the next one?
Next one, we have Royale with 3s.
That's really good. That's really good, man. I don't know.
The Royale with 3s. The only question I have about the Royale with 3s is will enough people get the
Pulp Fiction reference?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I didn't get it. I still thought it was good.
Man, do I like that. That's really good. King's Cavalry is probably still...
I'm totally going to put this on Ramie. He's going to be the one that picks.
I have to be the only one?
Yeah,
You've been the gatekeeper the whole time.
The entire time.
I thought I was the gatekeeper for the field.
All right, so we got the Royale with 3s.
Mm-hmm.
You still, Ramie, right now, your leader in the clubhouse is the King's Cavalry.
Yeah.
And this one we booted, but I want honorable mention, Monkyard Dogs. That one deserves honorable mention.
Monkyard Dogs I like Monkyard Dogs just because the wrestling thing and Monkyard Dog. I like, but I think Ramie was onto something when he said earlier that I don't know if you could name it after one person from the bench.
Yeah,
it's got to be the whole bench.
Well, the last one we have nominated is Monty's Pythons.
That's really good.
Monty's Pythons.
I really like Monty's Pythons.
Off of Monty McNair. Monty's Pythons.
Again, I don't know how many people get that. I'm surprised Kyle gets that after reminding us how much younger he is than the 2 of us earlier in the show.
I've seen Life of Brian, but I haven't seen the other one.
Okay.
All right, so Ramie, you're saying it's down to the King's Cavalry and Monty's Pythons.
What about? I know. We said we were narrowing. I thought we had the Switch on the short list. Did
the
we
Switch.
Not put the Switch on the short list.
I'm. You know what? We can throw the Switch on here. I think we had to get it down a little bit.
The Switch is interesting because the Switch goes with the beam.
Yeah.
You flip the switch when you go to the bench.
Yeah. I think I really like the Switch.
Okay, Ramie's vote. Do you like it more than King's Cavalry?
That's tough, man. To me, it's down to those 2. It's either the Switch or King's Cavalry.
All right, so Monty's Pythons.
This all by myself.
So Ramie says Monty's Pythons is out.
Yeah,
Monty's Pythons is out.
Almost too inside a joke, especially if you're trying to get the young people on board.
Yeah, so we've got King's Cavalry, the King's Cavalry, and we have, which actually was just the Cavalry. I added the Kings.
Yeah, you did.
The King's Cavalry versus the Switch.
What do you guys think?
I think Nick was leaning towards Monty's Pythons, but he's kind of leaning to you on this.
But did I sway you, Nick? Do you get what I'm saying about Monty's Pythons?
I like the idea of the Switch but I almost think it's too wide open.
Okay. So we're going with the King's Cavalry then.
Is that where we're going with
I think we're going with the King's Cavalry.
If it's down to King's Cavalry in the Switch, I'm going King's Cavalry.
I think it's King's Cavalry. I think we just decided the winner.
Does that mean Nick gets the tickets?
Do we play music? What do we do here?
Yeah.
Do we sound the horns?
Again, we've been doing this whole thing on the fly.
The fly.
So I don't think we planned for any sound effects.
It's going to be. It's going to.
That's not.
I know. I'm just playing random sounds on the board now.
Fair enough.
Never let the party down.
You're asking a lot out of me.
That's more like it.
All right, so we're going with the King's Cavalry.
King's Cavalry for the win. That was originally on the tweets, so if you want to chase down the person who had the cavalry, but of course you added the Kings to it. So
I am decal wins. So I am decal wins.
I am decal on Twitter.
Yes, at I am decal, capital IADC.
If I am decal is listening, text us on the line here. I'll be around a little bit after the show, so give us a text if you want to claim your tickets to the show, to the Pacers and Kings game.
All right, so you just won Kings-Pacers tickets on November 30th. Let me see. I'm literally tweeting this out. All right, while I tweet this out, let's get to in other news.
Oh, I got some good other news.
I think we have an open.
I think we do.
Did you catch all the week's headlines?
Check the headline. Check the headline. Here's the headline. Extra, extra.
Hey, let the fellas fill you in on this week's In Other News.
All right, Ramie, you got about a minute and a half. Make it work.
Is that all I got?
That's all you got, buddy.
Alcoholic beer will not be sold in and around World Cup stadiums after all, according to a Friday announcement from organizers that represents a stunning reversal 2 days before the tournament. Qatari authorities appear to have overruled FIFA, soccer's global governing body and owner of the World Cup, and Budweiser, a longtime FIFA sponsor. Nick, nobody should be drinking to excess, but I think it's safe to say, even though I'm not a soccer fan, having a few beers is kind of part of the soccer culture and especially the World Cup culture. And to pull this bait and switch 2 days before this thing starts, when people spent God knows how much money to make the trip to Qatar for the World Cup, to pull this now is absolutely, absolutely unforgivable.
Yeah, I mean, to wait to the very last second it's an absolute joke. My in other news, by the way, a Texas woman who stands 6'9".
Whoa.
She got the Guinness World Book of Records for the biggest feet for a female.
Okay.
Her right foot was measured at 13.03 inches long. If I can have some music behind me, Kyle, appreciate it. And the left foot was measured at 12.79 inches. She wears a women's size 18 shoe.
Good God.
A men's size 16, 17.
Rex Ryan would lose his mind.
Tanya Herbert of Houston has the biggest feet in the world for a woman. So congratulations to Tanya. Thanks to Kyle. Great job, Ramie. I appreciate you. I am out. I will not be able to speak with any of you, talk with any of you until Monday, November 28th. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving.
You have a great Thanksgiving, Nick.
Thank you, Ramie. You too, buddy. I'll be back on Monday the 28th. Until then, enjoy your turkey day. Gobble, gobble. It's Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports.
Remember what I taught you. Keep your heart 3 stacks. Keep your heart.